All right, nice. We're back. Fantasy life. It's been a little while. You over there. Oh, I got to switch to my second profile for this game.
Excuse me. How may I help you? Yes.
Did you ever watch Indiana Jones Lost Ark scene? I've seen all the Indiana Jones, but it's been like a really long time. Like since I've been a kid. So like, I don't really remember the Indiana Jones movies really at all. And I want to sit down and watch them all again because it's been so long. Dude, I don't know, Duel Master. That would be sick if they did. I don't know about it. What up, Wildly Silver? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so what's Survivor 50 about? Is that like a new thing? I'd love to hear about it if you want to share with us. What up, Chocpo? Yo, dude. I need, Can I not interact with you while you're swinging? Dang, dude. I'm trying to get recipes from you, dog. I got some radishy leaves for you, Jerry. The scene with the faces. Oh, I do know what scene. Wow, you just unlocked a memory. I know exactly what scene you're talking about. That's funny. I don't really remember the plot lines and stuff, but I do remember some of the action scenes and some of the creepy stuff. Wow, dude. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Yikes. Oh, wow. There's 24 returnees from over the years. That's cool. It sounds like you might be a big fan of Survivor. Is that true? Yeah, thank you, everybody. You know, that was a little early to do a speech, so not everyone was here for it. But I like that it was at the beginning of the stream, I suppose. Oh, Chocpo. He wants a golden shield. I probably should go try to make that, because fulfilling requests for the cooks is how you get the recipes that I need. You can have a bird egg. That's a big egg. I honestly shouldn't have gave that up because that's a good item. Oh, thank you, Hype Train. I forgot we were even hype training at all. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the morning support coming in. Campfire roast. See what I'm saying? That's how you get these recipes, dude. Nice. What's up, Envy? Good morning, Enchanted Ascari. All right, can we blacksmith a golden shield? We can, but do we need help to do it? We actually kind of do. All right, let's go grab some blacksmiths to help us out. Let's go grab some blacksmiths. Oh, you're drawing one of the contestants? Let's go. Oh wait, I can do that from this menu now. Formation. All right. Who do we got in here?
Glad to be part of the team.
Oh, Magmia is so cute. She's probably my favorite blacksmith. Boom, 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 boom. And then we got Ian. I think that's the only two I have. We only need two anyways. All right, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Got some chef recipes from them cooking in their homes. So I made sure to have all three chefs living on the island. Yeah. I think I have two of the three chefs living on the island. Yeah, that's the strategy. That's actually exactly what you want to do. You're hip. You're hip. Cheldog knows. Cheldog was getting deep in this game as well. Oh, I forgot my blacksmith is my Tom Nook outfit. This Pokepia update added blacksmiths? What's up, P. Elder? I mean, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Pokemon blacksmiths. Do you know what I can sell to make money in Tears of the Kingdom? So you want to sell gems. So if you go to the Goron City, there's a lady who buys gems for more than they're worth, but she buys 10 at a time. So your first bet to make money in Tears of the Kingdom, I actually had a whole guide on this. So real quick, first off, gems. And go to the Goron City and sell gems 10 packs at a time. And you can farm gems by learning where all of the gem taloses are. So you want to go around the map and find the gem Taloses, and anytime you find a Talos that has a gem ore on its back, you want to mark it on the map because you can farm those every blood moon. That's a really important way to make money in Tears of the Kingdom. Start exploring for Taloses. If they have a gem on their back, you want to mark the map because you can farm those again every blood moon. Secondly, cooking is actually a pretty good way to make money. Use a bunch of your ingredients up and just cook. You can cook 5 apples and sell it. Stuff like that is a pretty decent way to make cash in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, they did nerf the cooking prices, so you're not going to make as much off of food, but that is a pretty okay way. And then there was one more method, and I don't remember what it is. I think it's spamming a minigame. I think there's a minigame that you can spam and make like 80 rupees every like 2 minutes, and it's not too bad. Oh, let's go ahead and... Do we want to waste Python scales for this? Why do I only have so many gold ingots? What happened to all my gold? Oh, it's just not... It's not in ingot form. Swollen gold. All right. I can actually make this a lot more efficient. So isn't there a chance that they produce more? Let's see. Craft 5. I don't remember how to play this game. We're gonna be so bad at this. Bum 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 bum. Nice, we got an excellent. That's good. Ah! Dun 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 dun. We got 13. So yeah, this game you want to craft like 5 at a time because then you have a chance to like get a bunch of bonuses if you do well or something. I think that's how that works. It's not a remake. It's a sequel, dude. Yeah, Kerbu. It's a sequel to the 3DS game. They finally made a sequel, an official sequel, all these years later. I am cosplaying as Tom Nook. Why, thank you for noticing. Yeah, this is a sequel, man. They made a brand new game in the franchise finally. Well, I don't know if you want to call it a sequel, but it's a new game. Yeah, sorry, it's a new game. Yeah, it's actually really good. If you like the 3DS version, you're basically guaranteed to love this game. That's like what I've heard from all of the original fans. There's not really much that they did wrong from the original. I think there's only a couple teeny complaints from the OG heads about this game, and I don't even know what they are off the top of my head, to be honest. All right, I think I have a quest. Yeah, this is the quest I just got. So we could probably just do a fine... We don't have to use our scales up. All right, let's make this shield real quick. What up, Alfia? Ophelia, hope you're feeling good today. Excuse me. Dun 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 dun. It's gonna be my summer escape game. I can't wait to give it a go. It's fun. This game will pull you in for sure. All right, that should be good. What up, Call Me Muse? I still have so much work to do in this game. I still don't even have my shop in town fully upgraded. I still don't even, I still have classes that aren't even tapped into yet. Like, I don't even have a class fully tapped into yet. We started playing Paladin on stream. I still have so much game ahead of me. Meanwhile, I'm a level 96 farmer and a 96 hunter. Like, this game is just It's so great. It's like never ending, dude. It's so good. All right, where's Chalk Poet? So much game to be played. Yeah, exactly, Duel Master. I do that all the time where I hold off playing a game because I know it's gonna like take over my life. So I'm just like, actually, I probably don't need to play that right now. All right, let's go ahead and do our farming. Let's go buy our seeds. Yeah, good morning, everyone who's rolling into the stream. Thank you, Cozy, for welcoming the community on in here. I see Kells, I see Crybaby Uwu, I see Brit Kitten and Oodle Doodle. Welcome to the show. H-Des Waves in the chat. Oh, wave them on in. All right, I need to go to Marco Polo here. Let me get my shadow seeds. Actually, while we're here, let's go ahead and do some gambling while we're here, actually. Mystery box. Let's do one of these. Let's do another one. Nice, new Sophie color. And then
66 months. Holy heck, time flies when you're gaming.
we should probably buy all these recipes, huh? Or we could just keep buying dreamy boxes. I can never get into Deep Rock Galactic in Game Pass. I got so overwhelmed. Dude, I played Deep Rock Galactic off stream for a little bit. Sack of Secrets, I think that's just money. I played that off stream for a little bit, dude. I liked it. It was fun. It was overwhelming. But I played it in like beta. So like, it was like, there wasn't as much content. There was only like 3 characters to choose from. So it was like, there wasn't even the full game at all. And then I haven't really come back since. Magic Cauldron. All right, let's do one happy box. I don't buy new games unless on sale. Well, good thing this game goes on sale relatively often, so you're pretty in the luck here. LPK comes in with the 66-monther. LP, time sure does fly, homie. Let's do one more dreamy. Yeah, this game does have a super slow start. I'm seeing that comment in the chat there. This game has a miserably slow start. It really does. What's up, Lunarcades? This game has a miserably slow start to it. Yeah, unfortunately, that's where this game's biggest weak point is that this is an RPG game. So it's an RPG game, so it's very slow, a little handholdy, and it's just presenting the story to you piece by piece. It's very slow intro. If you're into the story, it's fine, but if you don't really like the writing, or if it's just not something you're into, then I think it really does feel like a slog. I will say that was a weak point of this game. It's seemingly for a lot of people.
Sneaky hello, H Day Love.
Yo, what up, Coffee? Dude, how you been? Thanks for popping in here. It's my, wait, how do I do this? LB plus Y. Did I not do that? There we go. Thanks again. This is my 7-year streaming anniversary, and it's good to see you back in here today. Little early morning balloon. What up, Triple P Lily? Good morning. Yo, thank you, LPK. Harvest Tornado. About the same time I found you too. Yep. Back in the day, back in 2019. Nice. Oh, I didn't want to plant yet. That's okay. We just won't water yet. Yo, what up, gamer lady? New DDV update? Yeah, I won't be checking it out. I don't think so. I won't be checking it out. I'm probably taking off. I'm probably taking off Wednesday and Thursday this week, y'all. So we'll come back. We'll come back Friday, and then we'll jam out on Pokopia. We'll come back Friday. We'll jam out on Pokopia, and then I think we have Pokemon Champions that's releasing tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, and we're gonna be playing Pokemon Champions Friday, like evening, afternoon. You were a lad back then. I was on the single clay grind for a little while. I know your pain. Yeah, so that's the plan. I don't think I'll be touching DDV and their new update. But tell me about it. What's going on in their update? Is it the Jasmine update? Wasn't there a Jasmine update coming, or I don't remember. I don't know. I think we got Lady and the Tramp, right? I don't see why not. I might be into playing a little bit in my free time. Yeah, sure. I'll let you know. I'll reach out and send you a message if I find some time. I'm not sure what my days off are going to look like. They might be very degenerate. They might be very antisocial, so I can kind of recharge. But yeah, I'll send you a message. They're bringing in Pocahontas, and now you can do a biome with Olaf like you do with Blather's Museum and AC. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So they're doing like a museum update, basically, and it's the Pocahontas update. Nice, man. That actually sounds great, dude. I really do hope you all enjoy it. I think I'll continue taking a break from DDV for now. I would like to go back and play a little bit of that game outside of like any kind of future sponsorship stuff if they reach out again. It would be nice to just play it without any kind of pressure or anything weird like that, but I don't know. I'm pretty content with my current game lineup, especially now that we just finished up a week of variety and we added a bunch to our plate. I think I'll keep things 100 and I'll just stick to what we already have going for now if the DDVers don't mind. And then we'll see about bringing it back as the summer rolls in. But yeah, we got a lot to play right now. I think we'll chill out a little bit. Yeah, we'll we got a good amount on our play, especially because I have zero intentions of putting Pokemon Pokopia down anytime soon. While I'm going to be rotating plenty of variety into the schedule from here on out, you know, now that we got past the first 3 weeks of Pokopia and nothing of it, you know, that's just how I do with a new game. You know, we did it with Tears, we did it with DDV. That's just how I do, you know. I'll sit and play a game for 3 weeks straight, and then we just rotate it as variety. And that is what's going to happen from here on out. But there's going to be a good amount of Pokopia in our future, AC, Stardew, and then all this wonderful variety we just started up again, you know. I'm going to try to finish a couple of the games on the variety list fast-ish so that we can settle in with some of the games that are going to take a little longer. Like, it's going to take me a little bit longer to dive back into Grand Bazaar because getting married is going to take a couple episodes, but I'd like to do that. And then I would also like to go back and play some No Man's Sky. It's funny that you mentioned that. I was really interested in continuing that playthrough. So as you guys can all hear, I'm still a man of a million missions, and you know, I don't know if DDV is going to be one of them for the foreseeable future. But don't worry, DDV fans. I'm sure it'll be back. Don't worry. No, we still got plenty of Zeldathon games to play. And in fact, I probably shouldn't have been playing Wind Waker because there's plenty of other games I should be playing, but that's all right. I like Wind Waker too much. All right, we did our farms. Let's go check our crops over in Ginormosia. Yo, what's up, Misty Darker? Good to see you back in here today, by the way. I hope you're feeling all right. I actually know, not personally, one person who doesn't like tacos. They just haven't had the right taco. You know, that's what I used to say. That's what I used to say to people when... That's what I used to say to people when they would say they didn't like pizza. I met a couple people that were like, oh, I don't really like... Or sorry, specifically, they don't like pineapple on pizza. I used to always say to people, it's not that you don't like pineapple on pizza. It's that you've never had the right pineapple pizza. That's what I used to say to people all the time. It's not that you don't like pineapple on pizza, it's that you haven't had the right pineapple pizza. That's the only problem. Never mind, I'm with them. Yeah, you just haven't had the right pineapple pizza. You just need to realize there's a right and a wrong way to do pineapple on pizza. No, I just don't like pineapples. Well, that's a whole different story, all right? If you just don't like pineapples, then you're never gonna like pineapple pizza, okay? We're not talking about you. We're talking about people who do like pineapple. You're the exception. I can't help you. I can't bring you to the lot. Having it the wrong way has traumatized me. True, that can happen with food for sure. How do I mount? There we go. I'll tell you, this is, in my opinion, and some pineapple pizza lovers might disagree with this, but the secret of pineapple pizza is not red sauce. But you also can't go crazy with some heavy barbecue sauce. Like if you're gonna do barbecue sauce, you need to put that very lightly on the pizza. Don't make it this heavy mess, right? But red sauce is not the play. I personally think garlic oil is the play. I think that garlic oil is the proper pineapple pizza. You use just a classic garlic oil, so oil infused with garlic base, very light, very light-hearted. It's not a heavy pizza, and then you'd put on some pineapple and maybe some bacon or whatever you think a nice salty sweet combo is best. Something a little salty to go along with the pineapple, and you're set. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else, dude. People make pineapple pizza this big sloppy heavy mess. This big slopper heavy mess where it's like you can barely eat it, and the barbecue sauce is heavier than the food itself. And then people wonder why they don't like pineapple on pizza, or they do these big red sauce messes. Like, listen, red sauce and pineapple doesn't even make any sense. Who the hell, ain't nobody dipping their pineapple in red sauce. So who thought that that was a good idea to begin with? Now, again, some of you might love red sauce and pineapple. That's fine. But you have to realize that that doesn't even make any sense at all. Red sauce and pineapple have never meant to go together. You're taking two things that are very acidic and putting them next to each other. Acidic tomato sauce, acidic pineapple. That doesn't, what? Pineapple sauce, pineapples are already sweet. Tomato sauce is already a little sweet. What do you mean? Why would you ever do that? You want to have nice comparisons of flavors. So you do like a garlic oil. And then you create a nice light experience. Yeah, garlic parmesan sauce, right? You do something like that. You don't do some heavy nightmare stomach ache in a pizza slice. That's how I feel like people eat pineapple pizza. It's a stomach ache in a pizza slice. And it's like, dude, you can't, what are you doing? Like, that sounds crazy. Oh, dude, pickles are delicious. In fact, y'all, I had a Cubano pizza once. Dude, Cubano pizza. It was a Cuban sandwich, but in pizza form. And it had mustard. And it had pickles on it, and ham and bacon. Dude, it was actually such a banger piece of pizza. Hungry Josie's? No, it was at the place I used to work at, which was a wood-fired oven pizza place. But I'm not surprised to hear that somebody else did it as well. Sensitive tummies beware. I don't know if I can argue you right. But again, you know, I'm not saying that red sauce pineapple is bad. I'm just saying that everybody who's ever said they don't like pineapple on pizza probably ate a red sauce pizza or probably ate a barbecue sauce pizza that was so wet that the thing couldn't even hold itself together. Have you guys ever seen that before? You guys can't tell me that you haven't seen a barbecue sauce pizza that's so heavy and it's like, ugh, and you're like eating it and it's like dripping everywhere. And it's like, dude, why did you don't put that much barbecue sauce on a pizza? You don't do that. Like, what are you doing? You put a very thin layer, dude. So it's like, I think that most people's problem with pineapple pizza, outside of those of you that just don't like pineapple, is that you've never had it properly served. You either don't like the red sauce combo, which I believe the red sauce combo is the least quality pineapple pizza. Out of, you know, it's still good. It's still great. Dude, listen, I want to make this clear. Red sauce, ham, bacon, the classic Hawaiian. Where you at, Hawaiian fans? I know it tastes great. I know. The classic Hawaiian, right? The bacon, the ham, the pineapple over the red sauce. It's a classic treat in America. But I'm just saying that that's not the best introduction to pineapple pizza. I think that if you're trying to convert someone to the world of pineapple on pizza, you want to give it to them with the garlic oil, a nice light base. I'm just saying, I was a pizza chef for a while. You know, I got some tenure behind my words, all right? Just a little. Hawaiian fan reporting in. I love ketchup, tomato soup, and pasta sauce, but I don't like actual tomatoes when it's sliced. Yeah, that's a texture problem. I can see that, Misty. Papa John's did used to have a good Hawaiian, actually. I don't know if they still do. Papa John's quality went down, unfortunately, like everything else in life. Meanwhile, somehow Domino's quality went down and then back up again. Now, remember, it's a franchise, so it could just be local, but meanwhile, over the years, Domino's went downhill and then back uphill. And I feel like Domino's is like the best fast food pizza nowadays. Whereas like Papa John's used to hold that crown, and now Papa John's feels weak. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like Domino's was like stepping up their game, dude. They're the best fast food pizza for sure, I think. I think right now it is. But we have a Marco's nearby and a Hungry Howie's, and I've had both within the past like 2 or 3 years. And I will say, man, Hungry Howie's is a strangely delicious treat. Like something about Hungry Howie's. I don't know if that's like international. That might be like a Midwestern thing. I don't know how international Hungry Howie's is, but it's pretty good, man. Never heard of them? Yeah, that might be like an Ohio thing. You had Marco's recently, it was good. I want to go back to Pizza Hut. You know, Pizza Hut was a banger in the 90s, but the last time I tried to eat Pizza Hut, it just wasn't, I didn't really have a good time. I don't know what it was. I ate it, but I just don't know if I had a good time. Yes, dude, Stoic Nation. I think that it's a real possibility. You know, it's something that I've been kind of talking about being a reality for a long time, the Ocarina of Time remake, because I've felt like it made the most sense that they would want to do that. But it was always just a hunch because I just know the gaming industry relatively well. So it was always just a hunch. It was just like, you know, this makes sense to me because I don't think the 3DS version was really doing justice to what some consider the best game ever made. So you can't just put out a 3DS remake 15 years ago and say, oh, this is it. So I always felt that like an Ocarina of Time remake was going to happen, but I couldn't like tell you that I knew. I would be lying if I were like, oh, I knew. Like, no, I didn't. I just had a hunch because it just made sense to me. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think it's going to happen, dude. I think that the rumors are true. I think the rumors are true, man. I think it's going to happen. I think we're getting Ocarina. We could get Majora's. Dude, why didn't I not think of that? What if they do Ocarina and then they just do Majora's because it would be easy because it would be the same assets? Wouldn't that be kind of crazy? Wait a second. What if we get both? That would be kind of bonkers. Yeah, right. Exactly. Planet Kitties. I also fantasized about that. So it's like, I don't want to. I always joke about making takes, but the truth is that when you take away the jokes and the little bit of comedy, because I like to make you all laugh. My prediction of Ocarina Remake was no more than just a wish list. It was just something that I dreamed about once Breath of the Wild came out, and that makes so much sense. You go back in time, you think to yourself, what if they remade Wind Waker in this engine? I had the same thought for that, Planet Kitties. What about you? Imagine that, Wind Waker in Breath of the Wild's engine. Think about it. Oh my lord. Oh my, would I ever play another game in my life? I don't think I would. I think I would stop playing video games. I would only play Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild. Like I've dreamed of that as well, So yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like all Zelda fans have probably considered the possibility of like Ocarina of Time in like the modern light, now it's just potentially a reality, which is sick. Back to the kitchen dungeon. Thank you, LPK, for sticking with me all these years. I just want you to know I appreciate you, LPK, before you get out of here, all right? I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for keeping me grounded. Thanks for reminding me that I got to be doing something right if I got somebody as cool as you calling this place home. Thanks, man. All right, what do we got here? What are we buying? Let me get this Treasure Grove sapling. I started running out of Treasure Grove saplings. I'll grab some evil carps. I'll buy some monster tails. I'll buy some sweet shoes. All right, I think I have one more shop left to check. Yeah, down here. This is the game I found you by. Dude, I love this game. I love this game so much. I want another Zelda not in Hyrule. Me too. I agree. I saw that take on YouTube, Kerbu. I saw the take a while ago. This was at this point about a year or two ago, where the guy who is the blue puppet, Arlo on YouTube was like, that put out the idea to my brain that the next Zelda game, or we need a new Zelda game in general that is out of Hyrule. And I that day I saw Arlo's video, I agreed so much. I was like, dude's actually right. We need a Zelda game that's out of Hyrule. It's been a long time, and it would be nice to give Hyrule like a breath. Like a breath of a break. But you know what I mean? Like it would be nice to give Hyrule a break, dude, and like let it breathe a little bit, and like let our imaginations run wild and go somewhere else for a little bit. Like that would be cool. New Zelda CDI. What system are you playing this on? I'm playing this on Steam right now, but I do own it for my Switch 2 as well. I do own this game for my Switch 2 as well, but I'm currently playing it on Steam. So, but because the game just looks a little bit better on Steam, and I figured I'd play it on this. Yo, what up, Jessica? Thanks for 23. Thank you again, Coffee Sean, for sticking with me, dude. Good to see you today. I hope you're feeling all right out there. Imagine a Zelda game with an Elder Scrolls style RPG. That would be cool. I'd love to see them take Zelda into a new light. I had a theory in the shower the other day. Let me tell y'all about my most recent shower theory. So I always have the most crazy ideas in the shower. And I had this idea yesterday. It was for a mature Zelda, and I've talked about this, like old Link instead of like old Snake from Metal Gear 5. Starling knows what's up. Metal Gear 4. Sorry. Old Snake, right? What if we had old Link? But that idea is a little bit silly. But let me hear this. What if we got a mature Zelda game next? So what do I mean by this? Because what does that mean? What does mature Zelda mean? Well, think about it. Nintendo has a lot of markets locked down right now. Nintendo has the kiddie market locked down right now, right? Like they have the Mario, they have the Bonanza, they have these games that are really good for the kid market, and they have it on lock. They have Pokemon, Shining Star, Pokopia. What's the opposite of everything that's on the Switch 1 and Switch 2 that's like really popular right now? Like right now, what's like the opposite of all of that? It would be like something like mature, something that was like meant to be played to tap into the Elden Ring audience, to tap into the Baldur's Gate audience. Now, they're obviously not going to put out a game where you can shag. I'm not saying they're going to put out Baldur's Gate. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but hear me out. I'm saying that what if, just what if, the next Zelda game pushed a little bit more maturity? Because that's the market that Nintendo doesn't really have at all right now. Now, they don't need it, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at all of Nintendo's IPs, there's only so many IPs that they could put out that are mature. Metroid Prime was one of those IPs, and Metroid Prime kind of failed a little bit. So I started thinking, I'm like, what's a game they could put out that's like gonna really tap into like a little bit of the older audience, that would be a little grittier, and just to tap in a little bit to that audience of players that are buying Resident Evil on the Switch 2, that are buying Elden Ring on the Switch 2, that are buying Yakuza on the Switch 2. You don't think Nintendo sees all the sales? Cyberpunk on the Switch 2. Those games are selling well. So I started thinking in the shower that there could be a future where they go a little bit back closer to Twilight Princess, and they make the next Zelda games a little grittier, a little more mature, a little darker. You know, Breath of the Wild was dark, dude. People forget, dude, Breath of the Wild was dark, dude. That game, did you watch the first couple cutscenes of Breath of the Wild? You don't see any of the action, but they literally imply that hundreds of people are getting murdered in front of you, while these crazy freaking monsters are running around, spider bots, literally zapping everything out of existence. The cutscenes in Breath of the Wild are implying mass, like, genocide by Ganon. Like in all reality, Breath of the Wild has some dark themes, dude. Like, in all reality, if you really pull back the veil. So all they would have to do is take that same energy and turn it up like a little higher. That's all. Think about it. This is not that far-fetched of a comment. Now, is it something Nintendo's gonna do? We all know, like, probably, like, not. But like, if you think about it, they only have to turn the dial a little bit to make the games a little grittier.
Primer and running. Busy couple of weeks, but I wanted to get my support in.
Dude, thank you, Rio, man. Dude, well, that's so special to me because this is the final day of my 7-year streaming anniversary. And it's just cool to have you pop in for any amount of that time, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, dude. That's super cool. All right, let's go back and switch to our Paladin life and figure out what do we have left to do on our Paladin life here. What quest did we leave ourselves? So we likely have to go into some pretty heavy mines. Let's see. We have to go to the Cave of Trials and the Depths. Depths Basement 2, Cave of Trials. Depths Basement 2 and Cave of Trials. That's where we're headed out. So since we're right here, let's go to the Depths right now. And let's get ourselves a crew of team members to work with here. Here for 6 of them in and out. You've been a gift to my ears and eyes. Aw, except for that Shrek deal. Enjoy, man. Oh, thanks, dude. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, man. Anyways, you know, just a theory, y'all. Will they try to tap into a more mature audience? Nintendo doesn't need to do that. I think we all understand that, right? Like, Nintendo doesn't need to do that, right? Like, they have everything they need and more. But it was just a shower theory that I wanted to share with y'all. right? I was just like, dude, what if like they actually decide to make a little bit more of a mature game to go along with all of these mature games that are selling really well on the Switch too? You know, if you were, think about it, if you were a big business and you went into the boardroom and you said, how could we increase our sales? What markets have we been ignoring? Oh, well, we have the 35 to 45 market because of nostalgia, but in all reality, it seems like a lot of the 35 and to 45 year olds are also buying Yakuza and Cyberpunk. So could we tap into that? Oh, I see. All right, well, what do we do? How do we tap into that? Right? It's like, sure, they're selling games to us. We'll buy the Marios, we'll buy the Zeldas, I'll buy the Kirbys, I'll buy the whatever, because I'm a Zelda fan, I'm a Nintendo fan. I'll buy the Star Fox that's rumored. But it does feel like there is an untapped market on the Switch when it comes to Nintendo specific genres or games, franchises. The mature market. What's the last mature Zelda game that came out, in your opinion, chat room? It was probably Metroid Prime 4, but like even that game was like more quippy than mature. Right? It wasn't really, it was, I don't know, it was like walking the line maybe. Right? Like it's hard to say what the last like mature Nintendo game was. I'm not sure. I don't even know how to answer it myself. Like I don't know. We're trying to increase hearts with characters here. Let's bring you with us. Oh, you know what? I was actually trying to bring no one with me. How do I remove characters? Yeah, because we're playing this class without any help. Can you remove a character? I don't know if you can remove a character. The game that was a partial horror game, you're talking about that graphic novel game that came out. You're right. You're right, that graphic novel game that was a remake of an older graphic novel game that Nintendo made. Emio, that was the most mature game we've had in the past couple years. Yeah, you know, like, yeah. So like, I don't know, it could totally be a future or probably not because we all know Nintendo, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, check it out if you haven't, Belsur. It's like an interesting revisit to a game that Nintendo did like 20, 30 years ago. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Was so dark. Dude, I thought you could remove people out of your formation. Does anybody know how to do that? That sucks. Did they like take the ability to say no to partners out of the game? Here we go. No, not this screen. You just click it and it'll rotate? Oh yeah, you have to click them again. Yes. Yes, thank you. You have to click the same person again. Perfect. I knew I was missing something. I'm like, what's going on here? All right, nice. You rich in this game? Yeah, I do got some cash. I'm gonna buy a bunch of trees and I'll be broke again, but yeah, we do got some cash for show. I agree with you. I think the closest thing to a mature Zelda game was Twilight Princess, but I do implore you to consider Breath of the Wild, because while Breath of the Wild doesn't have a mature visual, it's not mature on the surface level, it is on the underskin because of stuff like I mentioned, the themes in Breath of the Wild. If you actually take the time to sit and think about some of the cutscenes and like what happened to Hyrule, it does feel dark, but it's like hidden. It's like hidden darkness, right? It's like not, it's like implied darkness. It's like implied maturity, which is like a whole thing, huh? Local only me sharing? Wait, what does that mean? Can you elaborate? Twilight Princess is still your favorite? It's a favorite worthy game. That's for dang sure. Where's my map at here? Okay, this is where I want to be, but let me go back real quick because isn't there another door this way? Can't share them online, just only local Wi-Fi. Why are they so weird about online stuff nowadays? Breath of the Wild felt like the first acknowledgement that gamers played their games. You think so? I can see why you say that. That's an interesting take, but like a strangely accurate one. This is how we leave. What's this? Is this the staircase down? Is that what the footsteps mean? To the next hallway? I think that's what that means. Let me go check.
Love having your company after an unpleasant hospital appointment. Day cozy.
Dude, what's up? What's up, Crystal Alpaca? Thank you for 10 months, and I'm sorry to hear about the hospital visit. I hope everything's all right. And if not, take it easy. Take it easy. I'm gonna check out Champions. I think Champions is gonna be one of the healthiest things they ever do for the competitive scene. Or an annoying cash grab. Stay tuned. More at 11. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, that's the staircase back up. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do think I think it's really healthy for the competitive scene, because I am one of the people that have kind of despised having to do PvE content to do player versus player content. Sorry, but I've stopped liking that. That was a cool thing back in the day when Pokemon was like this fresh idea and you would like have to build your team to play with your buddies. But like online competitive got pretty annoying, right? Because they were basically asking me to do a bunch of grindy player versus environment content just to do a little bit of interesting like PvP. And I hated that. So what Champions is potentially solving here is that it's potentially saying you can go ahead and do all of the PvP you want without ever having to grind a bunch of nonsense. So in theory, it's a really good thing for the competitive scene. But the reason I keep saying in theory is because we found out that there's going to be a battle pass and there's going to be microtransactions. And there's going to be this whole system of points that you have to earn in order to do the fun stuff with your characters and with your Pokemon. So depending on how they execute the app is going to depend on if I like it or not. So like if the app is super grindy and making me do a bunch of stuff I don't want to do to PvP, then they kind of just lost the plot now, didn't they? But if the app is, and here's basically what I think they need to do. You ready? It's this simple. If I can do PvP in order to get materials to do more PvP, best app ever. Done. Like if I can do PvP to get materials to build teams to do more PvP, and I can just do battles with players to do more battles with players to do more battles with players, done. That's all I want. But if they're gonna sit there and make me do a bunch of weird grindy nonsense, I don't know, like I'm just right, like that's it. It's like that's what I'm curious. We'll see how it works. Now I do agree though. So now that that's out of the way, in my opinion on the app, I do agree that the perfect situation would have been if they would have given us a Pokemon Stadium experience with a cool single player campaign. I do agree that would have been awesome. I 100% agree with that, by the way. I just wanted to share that. I do 100% agree with that. Like, it would have been so cool if this was like a Pokemon Stadium experience with like a cool little like single player campaign to kind of play through with some cool battles or something. I do agree with that. I think that it would have been super awesome to see the return of like a Pokemon Stadium adjacent experience. I do agree with that. It's hard not to agree with that, but I am content if this app is just for multiplayer I'm not going to be like mad, but my wish list does include cool, you know, Pokemon Stadium experiences. Yeah, like that. I do agree with that take. It would have been nice. Is the bringing how Zelda can be dark? I can't picture having closer to home. Yeah, I don't know. It would be hard to picture a Zelda game that was like hyper mature. Like I said, they're never gonna do too much. Do 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 do. Yo, what up, Fancy Mum? Lights come on. Good to see you today, by the way. Good morning. If I'm on a quest, aren't I in basement 2? Let me check. Yeah, I am. All right. I should find the enemies I need to kill around here somewhere. Let's just keep running around. Oh, you're good, Misty Darka. You could brainstorm all you want in our chat. You just got Arceus after playing ZA? Oh, dude, nice. Jessica, you're on the grind, dude. Arceus is awesome. $6.99 for the premium battle pass isn't terrible depending on how long seasons last. Yeah, I imagine they're not going to change much. So how long do seasons last right now? How long do seasons last right now in the Pokemon universe? What's the Flutter Charm again? No, don't take it off. That's the 10% experience gain. That's what I thought. Oh, nice. They re-equipped my Flutter Charm to all my classes that used to have it. Dun, dun, dun. Let me just quickly equip this. Let me just quickly equip this across all my classes because it's just a beautiful 10% experience gain. Oh wow, you can click a button that says equip all lives. Oh wow. Really? You can do that? There's a button that just says equip all lives. In the grand scheme, the $6.99 a month isn't bad. Yeah. No, it's not too bad. You have to pick your battles in the modern era of gaming. I don't think $6.99 is too bad. I do think that it still sucks, but you know, that's okay. Something can simultaneously be not too bad and also suck. That is a reality that we live in nowadays. Yeah, I will be checking out Tamagotchi next week on day 1. We'll be here for the day 1 release of Tamagotchi. We'll be playing Champions Friday afternoon. Is that good, everybody? Since we're talking about it, we'll be playing Champions Friday afternoon. Once I come back after my day off, we'll play Champions Friday afternoon. It's going to be a free-to-play game, so anybody can join us, and you can just like build a team and we can just do some battles and have some fun. It might be pretty late on Friday though, because I am going to be playing Pokopia Friday. So I might not game switch for a while, but we'll play it like Friday evening is probably more realistic. Probably evening. Yo, what up, Seal? Have a great day today, dude. We're currently just leveling up our Paladin class for those just tuning in. We're just leveling up our Paladin class here. Yo, Mike Travis with the work lurk. Good morning, dude. Bright and early today. The grind don't stop. No rest for the wicked, baby. What up, Emmy Love? Seems good. Nice, the counter. I forgot about the counter attack. All right, hold on. Do I have the ability Divine Shield or whatever? Because I need it to. I need to use a new ability. Is this it? Sonic Blade 3. In order to level up my class, I need to use a new ability. Divine Shield 2. Where's Divine Shield 1? Oh, I already have it. Okay, cool. Charge attack. Temporarily boost defense. Okay, how do I use that? Right stick. RB. Divine Shields. Sick. Divine Shields. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. The Paladin seems fun. This is my first Paladin run. Paladin seems fun, dude. Divine Shield. What's up, XCat? I've been checking out my DDLV shops for the Sleeping Beauty chest for what feels like forever. I'm trying to wait and not unlock any more realms until then so I can get the Cheshire's Cat workbench and get all the Dreamlight back from my chest once I have the Sleeping Beauty one. So how do you get your Dreamlight back from the chest? What's up, XCat? It's good to see you in the chat today, homie. Yo, hearty welcomes in the chat. Good morning, Gabby XO as well. Yeah, we'll be playing Tamagotchi Life. We'll be playing Champions, all right? So it should be a blast. I got gifted American Truck Simulator. Are you enjoying it? Oh, you have 100 hours in? One of my buddies loves truck sim games. Also, Simcopter the streamer is a big fan. Oh, wow. That move is crazy. Divine Shields. American Truck Simulator is way different. Yeah, you know, Tenacious D wrote a song about that. Boom, 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 boom. So hard being upset. Aw, Ginger King. Take it easy, buddy. How's everyone's Tuesday going so far? How's our week shaping up? We got a random 11-degree day today, and then we go back up to like 60. So, you know, I'm just out here living my life, I guess. Oh, the unmaking bench. You can get your materials back with the unmaking bench. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't even think of that. Dun, 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 dun. We got snow here after weeks of good weather to open the windows. No, all I want to do is go back to bed. Yeah, that's my life right now. Dude, I passed out again yesterday. I've been having the weirdest week. My energy levels have just been floored. I think it is the weather messing with me. The barometric pressure or whatever the hell. Because, like, all of a sudden I got home from the grocery store yesterday and I was just like, oh man, I need to lay down for a second. So I laid down for a second and then I woke up and it was midnight. I'm like, dude, what the heck? Is there a Switch emulator? There is a Nintendo Switch emulator out there, but it's way harder to put together. There is a Nintendo Switch emulator, but it's way harder to put together. It's a lot more complicated, unfortunately. I've never done it. When I say way harder to put together, for those that need some context, I mean comparatively to something like the Delta emulator. What's an emulator? So an emulator is a piece of software or a program that allows you to play games that would otherwise normally only be available on like a console. So for example, you can get a GameCube emulator, you can get a PlayStation emulator, and then you can play PlayStation games that would normally only be available, you know, back in 2020, 2001, right? Like I couldn't think for a second there, brain rot. So emulators are a piece of technology that allow you to play games that would normally be otherwise stuck on a console or not available on PC. Yeah, I wanted to say 1999, but I couldn't remember when the PlayStation released. Don't judge me. I was like 2020. Brain rot. 2001, I think. What was PlayStation, like 97 probably? I was thinking of the PlayStation 2. I think PlayStation's like 97. 96, yeah, that sounds about right. Interesting, yeah, a lot of games do this. Yeah, right. So if you have a decent computer, something, or even a phone nowadays, you can actually get, if you have a decent computer or even a phone nowadays, you can actually play a bunch of old games if you know you're like way around tech a little bit. So like, for example, the most accessible emulators that exist right now, the stuff that's like easy to set up, is anything older than PlayStation 1 or older. Anything Game Boy Advanced, PlayStation 1 and older is really easy to emulate pretty much on any computer, no matter how terrible the computer is. From there, you would need a decent computer to emulate maybe DS, maybe 3DS, needs like a little bit better processing power. It's a little bit more complicated to set up DS and 3DS. From there, you have PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Again, a little bit more complicated to set up. Dreamcast, but still accessible. Maybe they require a little stronger of a computer. And then you have the next tier. So right, first tier is like Game Boy Advanced and older, right? PlayStation 1. The second tier is like what I just said, Xbox, PlayStation 2, you know, PlayStation 3 at this point ish. And then you have the high tier. So the high tier would be PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Switch, and that's about it. So we have now, the emulation community has finally started cracking the Xbox 360 wide open, and I think even the One's getting there. The PlayStation 3 has been cracked wide open. For the first time officially ever, not too long ago, it was cracked, but now it's like cracked wide open. And then again, the Nintendo Switch 1. Oh, and the Wii U are cracked wide open, both of those. So yeah, so there's like different tiers of difficulty, and the higher you go up, the more modern the console, the more kind of annoying it is to like set up an emulator for, right? So that, just to kind of give you all an understanding. But again, if you want to go back and emulate like real old stuff, it's freaking easy. Like, again, anything like Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 1 and older, it's nothing. Like, it takes nothing to emulate it. Like it's strangely easy to do that stuff. It's strangely easy to do that stuff. So cracked open, yeah, cracked open meaning like people have figured out how to jailbreak those consoles, meaning that they can now start adding their own programs and their own information to the console, meaning that they have control enough to start potentially emulating games, or to potentially, you know, start using the device for stuff that it wasn't meant to be used for. So for example, a PlayStation 3 can be used as a Linux computer. An Xbox 360, if you jailbreak it, can be used to emulate any game ever made before the 360. So you could jailbreak your 360 and then load up GameCube games on it. You could jailbreak your 360 and load up PlayStation games on it. So like doing things that it was very unintentional, right, to do. Yeah, not actually breaking them. Yeah. That's a totally fair question, Rebecca. Don't ever be afraid to be the person in the room that doesn't quite know what's going on in like a conversation. Don't ever be afraid to be that person, man. That's totally cool. We ask questions as humans. That's how we learn. And I appreciate being able to provide a space where people can ask questions in a situation where maybe they just don't quite know technology, right? So yeah. Yeah. I saw a GBA yesterday that had been modded to have a backlight. Yeah, dude. I gifted my lady friend a Game Boy Color that was modded to have a backlight. And I believe to have... I had it to where it kept the original battery feature. But I think they might have the option to have like a charging battery as well. And it's just like... And it's like a really nice way to play your Game Boy Color games. It's cool. N64 can be proved to be rather hard sometimes though. True. N64 still randomly gives a lot of trouble. N64 is like an outlier. True. Testonomics, man. You know, recently Nintendo 64 emulation still has gotten a little better, but I don't know if you know who Modern Vintage Gaming is, MVG, Testonomics, but he recently put out a video about talking about why is, you know, the N64 still hard to emulate all these years later. MVG put out a video, I think within the past year or two, talking about it, and it was so fascinating to hear about why. Like, it was so fascinating to hear about like the technicalities behind trying to emulate the N64. Yeah, go check it out. Modern Vintage Gaming, or MVG for short. He's a super his channel is super heavy with like retro and emulation and modding, and he keeps up with all the modern, you know, modding scene updates and stuff like that. It's really cool. I had forgotten that I looked up who did the music in this game, and when I looked it up, I'm not surprised at all that this is Nobuyo Uematsu. His music is always a banger. What other games has he done music for? I just watched this awesome video about how jazz fusion from Japan and a single individual started massive trends, and how you can date back a lot of like 90s video game music back to a single man from the late 80s who started doing the most unique jazz fusion music ever. I can't remember the guy's name, but I just learned about this last night, that apparently this dude in Japan joined a band that was known for doing like jazz music and started instructing them to do music that was a lot more complicated, and like started focusing on like the complications of music and like, you know, the technicality side of music, and jazz fusion was born. And then that's like some of the biggest inspirations for like Street Fighter 2 music and like Streets of Rage and like, you know, the stuff that we grew up on, Mario Kart, like even stuff still to this day has that same like wonderful sound to it. It's so cool. I love video game music so much. What's up, Luna Paul? I have not played the Tamagotchi Life demo. I'm gonna hold off on the demo. I've decided I don't want to do the demo. I'm just gonna wait for the game next week and we're gonna play it together. And one of my moderators who I share accounts with on Switch has told me that they're going to be buying the game. So I don't actually have to buy it. I can just play their copy of it when they're not using it. And they were kind enough to offer me to play their copy of it since they're going to be buying it. They said they'll go ahead and buy digital for me, which is like super kind of them to do that. So now I can actually play Tamagotchi Life and I don't have to shell out the $60 to play it for you all. which is not normal. Normally, I don't mind spending the money. Don't get me wrong. That's like a part of my journey. But it was just really cool that I had that option. You know, why not save some cash, you know? Because I'm not convinced I'm going to love the game. So a really nice little encounter for me. A W. Saving 60 bucks. I could spend it on a different game. Yeah, pretty nice. Did you play the original? No, I never played the original Tamagotchi Life. You don't want to put a random hamster onesie on that you'll eventually be able to purchase in the game? No, I'm not. But it's hard to explain, but I'm just not into like social video games like that. I use the term social lightly here, but I have my own term coined for video games that feel like they're about certain styles of interactions. So, for example, outside of video games, an example of a social game to me is Cards Against Humanity. All right, like I don't really want to play that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of lame. Jackbox games. Like I'm kind of good on that. I don't really like playing video games that aren't real video games. Video games that are like not really video games, they're just like weird social experiments or whatever are like my least favorite thing to play, I'm gonna be honest. Now, the only exception to this rule is like Animal Crossing. So I'm sure some of you are rolling your eyes and they're like, but what about Animal Crossing? Well, yeah, Animal Crossing is the one exception. That's the one game that I picked up when I was a kid and I stuck with it. But like, I don't really play any other games like Animal Crossing outside of my stream. You know what I mean? So I just don't think I'm going to like it. Now, to be clear, I'm going into the game with an open mind. I'm not going to be a boob about it. I'm not going to be a bump on a log. And thank you, Dazabound, because I agree it's not. Thank you. Right? Like, I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm going to really embrace it. We're going to have a blast. I'm going to tell you all right now, no matter how much I play Tamagotchi Life, we're going to have fun playing that game. It's going to be a blast. Does this game hit like Stardew or more like close-ended? So this game's actually an RPG first. Yeah, this game's actually an RPG first. So this game has a story, a plot, and a start, a middle, and an end. And it's a full-blown RPG kind of above everything else. Then, from there, it does have some like kind of like... You mentioned Stardew, like Animal Crossing, like the game doesn't end vibes. So once you roll credits, once you get through the story and stuff, you do still get presented a ton of gameplay, and you do still have a ton that you can do in this game. But to be clear, this is about a 30-hour RPG that does roll credits, and you could totally stop playing it after that credit roll, and you could never play it again, and you would be content. You would be pretty okay. But there's also like a bunch of gameplay for players who want to keep going. You know what I mean? AC's a life sim. The only AC in H is close to a social game because of the need to interact with others to get something else. True. So yeah. So I'm gonna check out Tamagotchi Life, and I'm looking forward to it. But I never played the original, and it was never something that was really on my radar. And Tamagotchi Life does unfortunately seem like the kind of game that I would generally avoid. But you know, so was DDV, and I liked that, and so was Hello Kitty, and I liked that, and you know, here we are. You know, 500 hours in a DDV over my channel's history, and a solid 50 to 100 into Hello Kitty, and you know, like, so who knows? Maybe I'll end up realizing that the game has something for me that I can't tell that's for me until I play it. Because sometimes games surprise you. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Is the humor in WarioWare your style? WarioWare is kind of cringe. But I do like the game WarioWare for the gameplay. It's fun. Do you think you'll make Tamagotchis out of chat? I originally was going to do that, but I don't know if I want them dating and stuff, because that could be a little awkward. And, you know, I'm just an overthinker. I understand that I'm just an overthinker, but I was gonna do that, and then I thought about it, and I was like, how do I pull up my items? Here we go. I thought I was gonna do that, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I don't want to make a bunch of characters of my chat, and then like the characters are like dating each other, and like it's just like a little awkward, right? Like it's like I don't know if I'm gonna do that. So I might do the moderators, because the moderators would totally be better sports about it. Or we might just do like goofy movie characters and stuff. Yeah, we might do like goofy like movie characters and stuff like that. Like that could be cool, right? Like Zelda and Mario and you know, we could be like Tom Hanks, like, you know, like just goofy movie characters, like just have some. We could do Stardew characters, right? Like honestly, Stardew characters would be a lot of fun. That's such a funny thought. Stardew Valley characters would be really fun. Mayor Lewis, dude, like I might do that actually. We should do Stardew characters and Rob Boss. Yeah, we should do Rob Boss the villain and then all the Stardew characters and just watch them just interacting with them. Could be fun. We'll see. You had Darth Vader in your game. Could be fun. We'll see what we end up doing. You had the options to make him dateable or not. Oh, so you can turn off the romance. Well, that changes things. I actually had no clue that that was a thing. That changes things. Okay. All right. We need to fight one more Crimson Razorbeak. We need to fight one more Cave Panther, one more Ape Gore, and we're done. So Ape Gore, Cave Panther, and one more Crimson Razorback. We'll go ahead and we'll use the... Oh, we need to fight some Fearow Bats as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll use the trick here. We'll just go to John Morimosia and come back, and we'll farm real quick. The 3DS game had a way to import via QR code. It's a shame you can't in this one. Nintendo's been dropping the ball on those little details. Just like a little bit. You know, I'm not trying to start a conversation of talking down on Nintendo. Like, there's enough of that on the internet. But they've been kind of dropping the ball with those little details, you know? I feel like that's important. Why would you not have QR code support? That's weird, right? I don't know. Just my thought there. What's up, Ronnie? Good to see you, bud. Guess they're afraid. Yeah, that's what it is. They're afraid of people making offensive stuff, right? And we all know that, but it's not a deal breaker. It's not that big of a deal, right? It's just one of those things that you go, oh, that would have been cool. It's not a deal breaker. You know what I mean? Go, go, go. Ninja, 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 ninja. Go, 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 go. We got a tier 3 coming in here.
To still be here and a part of this wonderful community. Thank you, Hylian and chat, for making this space possible. H-Day love.
Aw, thank you. Strawberry Grass, can we get some H-Days loves in the chat for Strawberry Grass? Strawberry Grass has been in my community for a long time, and I don't want to go into details and like embarrass them too much, because I can do that because I gush. But I do want to say this. Strawberry Grass was one of the first people, you know, that really let me know that like there were people out there that believed in what I was doing. And they did it, you know, with action and with words. And this was back in 2019. I'll never forget December 2019. And they hit me with a showcase of support that brought tears to my eyes, and just and more than anything that the support was doing, they were telling me the most important thing that support showed me was that what I was doing was the right thing. And as a chronic overthinker, I needed to know, I needed that reassurance more than I could ever express, especially back in 2019. You know, I had quit my job. I was 2 months out of my job, and I was taking the biggest risk I had ever taken in my life, technically. And I was trying to do something that everyone around me was telling me I shouldn't do. And that here comes this person who just gives me the biggest reminder, like, you're on the right track, dude. It was just super special. So I just wanted to say that to you. Thank you, Strawberry Grass. I'll get to the P.O. box here on my days off this week. We are going to take off a couple days, y'all. And we'll come back and we'll recharge. Just 2 days, probably. This game is called Fantasy Life Nova. So it's available on Steam and it's available on the Switch library. It is a full price game, but it's from a studio that has been around for 20 plus years, I think, and they really know what they're doing. So while you might not be hip to the studio or the game, the thing you need to know about this game is that this is a AAA game from a AAA studio, and it's really fleshed out. There's hundreds of hours of content. It's a really well put together experience, and it was my game of the year last year. Wholeheartedly. It's awesome. It's an awesome experience. I would recommend maybe waiting for a sale because the company who made this game is pretty cool about sales, and they'll likely put this game on sale. I know Duel Master said it was just on sale recently. This game right here, it's Fantasy Life I. Fantasy Life I. So I do recommend maybe waiting for a sale if you're not in a rush. But dude, put this game on your wish list because this game is fun, dude. Yeah, put this game on your wish list, man, because it's a blast. If it looks like something you would be into, you know, of course. If it looks like something that would speak to you as a gamer. Crimson Beak, and then my Panther and my Ape Gore, which are all this way. Yeah, the new Professor Layton game, it's been teased for a while now. Hopefully they make that happen soon, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Strawberry Grass. I'll be hitting the PO box up this week for sure. Yo, good to see Rain in the chat today. Good morning. What up, Twitch Thomas? Have you completed all the stamps in ACNH? All the stamps, all of the Nook Miles stuff? No. No. I'm still pretty behind on some. It's mostly the grindy ones. The Nook Miles stuff that I'm missing is like, mostly it's the stuff that's like, craft 5,000 tables, and you're just like, oh my god. It's mostly that stuff that I'm missing, but there is a couple easy ones. So for example, when I say easy, I mean, let me just say, there is a couple that I'm missing that aren't grindy, but they're more so like particular. Like for example, the fishing one. I haven't done the fishing one where you have to get fish without a mistake for like 100 times. And I haven't gotten one for KK Slider visits because I somehow always skip KK Slider's concert. So there are some like real easier or particular ones I could do that I haven't done yet, but most of what I'm missing is like, catch 5,000 bugaboos, and you're just like, dude, I only have 2,000 and I have 3,000 hours in the game. Like, dude, I have over 5,000 hours in the game, but I've only ever caught 2,000 bugs because I don't sit here and catch every bug that comes across. Like, I don't understand how people do it. Like, Kel's 1997 in our chat. Kel, what is it? 1970s? I don't know. Kel's, one of the stream team members, they have done every single Nook Miles achievement. And it's like, how, dude? How, dude? Like, how, man? They're insane. 1977. There it is. It's rough, man. It is rough, dude. Yeah, ultra grindy. They're absolute legends is what they are. Family's still in town from Easter. House is asleep. Gonna make coffee and breakfast. All right, we'll see you, Gabby. Enjoy. She's back again on the grind after the update. I saw that. She's back to finish her 100% again. Sorry, I forgot the numbers at the end of your name. I'm not sure if you were saying that was rough or the grind was rough. Either way. I had them all until the release of the hotel. For a while, I was setting a goal to catch one full inventory worth of something every day. Ah, so that does sound way more manageable when you word it that way. That does sound way more manageable. I will say that's... Switch map. Here we go. All right, let's go to the Cave of Trials, which I believe is at Swoleen. Yeah. Over at Swoleen Island. Let's go. Multi-crafting has made the crafting and cooking goals way quicker. All right, let's go get Swoleen on them. What up, Banana Universe? What up, BU? One thing that irks me with this game is that you can do all jobs on one character. I feel like it kills replayability in the game. I understand that. Yeah, I suppose it would be a longer game if you had to like do new playthroughs, like new characters, like new save files. Multi-crafting was the one feature I was really excited about. It was the Nook Mile Plus and the Smile Isle that killed me. It's funny because my Smile Isle was almost complete and then somehow it stopped and now I can't get it back again. It's weird. I don't know. I have to go back and check this to express what I'm trying to say here. Chopping down 500 woods destroyed me. I can't, dude. It is something that I've thought about doing for content. Like, hey, you know, let's go ahead and do all the achievements in the game, but I don't know if I have the patience for it. I don't know, man. As a patient gamer, I might not have the patience to do it. Well, if ACNH doesn't come out in the next couple years, then I'll have plenty of time to try to make it happen, I suppose. We'll see. Because, I mean, there still is the reality that the next Animal Crossing doesn't come out until 2030. I really don't see that being an option, but that is, like, still a reality. You just never know. ACNH Perfection playthrough without time traveling. Holy heck, talk about a journey. That would be such a journey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The without time traveling really got me. It'd be a banger of a long form video. True, true. 2030 when the next Switch comes out. Yeah, I don't know. I think that we see it a lot sooner, but the more time goes on, the less convinced I am that it's going to be sooner. How long is the time between AC games usually? So they've actually been short most of the career of games. It wasn't until New Leaf. I think the gap between City Folk and New Leaf was 6 years for America. I think 5 for Japan. And then I'm pretty sure and then New Leaf to New Horizons was 8 years for Americans and 9 for Japan or something like that. So I think you could argue that the average, the median, is probably like 5 to 7 years. So like we really are kind of like hitting the point to where we're getting overdue for a new AC. For sure. Like technically, right? If you want to get technical about it, we're starting to hit the point of like, okay, there should be something happening soonish. Right, we are hitting that point for sure, but do I need to fight the spider in here? Wait, stop going through all the stuff that I've already done. Or not the spider, the snake. No, we don't need to fight the snake. Okay. Right, it was every 4 years until New Leaf came out. Right. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here, but I think that's why my prediction was 2026, 2027, but then they shot that down real fast. So then now my prediction's 2027, 2028. But the more and more time goes on, the more worried that it's actually 2028, 2029. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like I keep every time I have that thought in my brain, I'm like, no, there's no way. No. Like the girl who avoids eating the apple pie in Seinfeld. Or when Seinfeld avoids eating the pizza because Pops touched the pizza dough with his dirty hands. Like, no way, dude. It's not gonna happen. Like, they're not gonna. It's gonna be sooner than that. It's a fever dream. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that long. We'll see. We'll freaking see, won't we? I love that episode so much. The head shake gets me every time. Like the head shake, just the. Sometimes I do it to my girl. I don't know if she knows the reference every time, but she'll like say something to me, and I'll just look down and be like I'll just like look to the side, like. I don't think she has any clue what I'm doing, but whatever. Yeah, the look of fear in his eyes. Are there any significant gameplay changes you want out of a new AC? I'm actually pretty okay with Nintendo just doing their thing and making it fresh. Right? Like I'm okay with Nintendo just kind of doing its thing and making it fresh. And like I do have faith in Nintendo, even the modern day Nintendo that's a little dicey sometimes. I actually do have faith in Nintendo. Like I really do. And I think that whatever they do with the next AC game is going to be fine. However, you know, we all have our wish list, and I do have an answer to your question. So for me, it would be, I want to see the drama interactions come back. I want to see the City Folk Wild World drama between the villagers come back. So that's like a gameplay interaction where when you talk to villagers, they talk about the other villagers and they're kind of sly about them, kind of like some Tomodachi Life stuff. A little bit, where like they're a little drama filled and they're a little bit more willing to talk smack about each other. I would also, gameplay wise, I would love to see a mechanic from Pocket Camp. So let's talk for a second. So Pocket Camp, being a mobile game, doesn't get talked about a lot, but the truth is that Pocket Camp did some things really well. And to give you an example of some of the stuff that Pocket Camp did really well, they had this system where you could go to different islands, and those islands would have a different villager on them like every 4 hours. And you would interact with that villager, you would say hi to it, you would do requests for them. So in New Horizons, we had Cap'n Islands and we had Nook Miles Islands. And the problem with those islands was that they didn't have anything on them in most cases outside of resources. So what I would love, now that I've set the stage here, is a mechanic where we could go to a separate location like the city in City Folk. They did this before. And there would be villagers there hanging out, almost like the street in New Leaf, where all of a sudden you go up to the street and there was interactions with villagers that don't live in your town. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I used to live here. I came back to do some shopping. I missed it here. That stuff made the game feel so alive. And I really want to see something like that return. Like, give me like some kind of cool interactions like that. Like, I feel like they had the stage set perfect in New Horizons with the islands, and the islands didn't do anything. Why wasn't there a villager on the islands even if you didn't have a spot for them to move in? Whose idea was that in development? Who cares? There should just always be a villager on the island. Like, who said, oh, there can't be a villager here because then we're gonna trick them into thinking they can move in? Like, no. Like, you don't, like, I don't understand. It's so confusing to me that they decided this. And I think it was such a ball drop. It was such a situation of like, It was an oversight. It was such a big oversight on New Horizons. Like, give us villager interactions outside of the ones that live there. And it wasn't until the hotel that they fixed it. Now, the hotel did make it pretty cool. So, like, you know, they finally figured it out, which is rad. You know, I'm super happy about the hotel. I think it's awesome. All right, so I would like to see a feature like that. Something like Pocket Camp that really, like, speaks to the more social side of AC. All right, so another feature would be no, I guess that's like okay, I got it. I got a good answer for this. Will you let me use my potion? Dude, let me use my potion, dude. So another interaction that I would like is I would really appreciate it if more shop upgrades were to come back. So I think that something that New Horizons really lost me on was the lack of progression. Even when you had progression in the game, even when you did successfully have progression, the progression felt bad. So what do I mean by that? Okay, well, they decided to add tools, but those tools progression doesn't feel good because golden tools can still break. Tom Nook's shop only upgrade once. The museum upgrades are free now in the modern version of the game. The only upgrade is Brewster. They took out the upgrade of art. They took out the whole cutscene with Red. I would like to see more progression in the game. I want to see Able Sisters with an upgrade. I want to see multiple Tom Nook shop upgrades. I want to see a separate building for Brewsters again. I want to see more town building elements that aren't just furniture pieces. You know, while it was awesome that they took out the need to spend hundreds of thousands of bells to put down a lighthouse, it felt really good to put down a lighthouse for hundreds of thousands of bells now, didn't it? It made it feel impactful. It made it feel like a special moment. When you bought the fountain for hundreds of thousands of bells, it made the game feel like you were doing something. So while New Horizons was like, well, now you can just put a fountain down anywhere you want. Cool. But then you need to make up for the lack of progression in the game. The progression's gone. There is none. There's a little bit of progression early on, and like that's it, right? And then like once you get 3 stars, you unlock Cap'n, you unlock the hotel, you unlock Brewster. All that feels pretty good. And then Harvey's Island. Harvey's Island was a good attempt at progression. But here's the thing. 100,000 bells per unlock is literally nothing. But it makes sense in the context of the game because Harvey's Island wasn't a big deal. If it cost more than 100,000 to unlock Kick's shop, that would have felt pretty bad because Kick's shop isn't really that fleshed out. It's just a little shop with a couple bags every day. So like, it's like they traded off the progression. They made it cheaper. They made it easier. Like, I'll put it this way. Every single player that I've ever met has unlocked Harvey's Island as soon as it's available to unlock. Now, is that the developer's problem or is that the player's problem? That's the developer's problem. Why every single player I've ever met, as soon as they unlock Harvey's Island, they're pretty much within a week, they have the whole freaking island pretty much unlocked. Because the game is so farmable, because the game has so many ways to earn bells, because of the stalk market, because of diving. You can dive for an hour and earn 300,000 bells. That's literally 3 of the 6 Harvey spots open already. An hour of your time. Think about it. So like, there's no effort, like there's no progression. There's no, I have to earn this thing over years and months. You know, the closest thing to that is like the museum, you know? So I would like some progression back. I want to see shop upgrades that are hard to earn, that require daily gameplay and interactions. I want to see, you know, that kind of stuff. Another feature that I want back is the ability to ask villagers for jobs. I've wanted this back since Animal Crossing GameCube, and I've never understood why they took that out of the game. Let me ask for jobs again. Why can't I say, yo, give me work? And then another feature that I would love to see come back, and then I think I'm done with this rant, is, what is this? Meteoroids. Another feature I would love to see come back, and then I'll probably move on here, and it was just mentioned in the chat, no control over villagers, aka, and people are gonna hate when I say this, villagers being able to leave without any of our control. There it is, right? There it is. The thing that is the most divisive comment in the Animal Crossing community. And I can tell you without hesitation that probably 75% of Animal Crossers do not want to lose control over their villagers. So the problem is that the people that want it are very minority voices. Now, I have noticed that over time, people have been shifting. That percentage might have been higher before. But I think over time, the more time that New Horizons goes on, I think people are starting to realize that it is kind of cool not to have control. So I do think that that opinion's changing. But I still think that the majority of Animal Crossers would hate to lose control. Yeah, make it an option. Give us a toggle. That's like the answer to everything nowadays. Just make it a fucking toggle. Give us the option. Yeah, that really is the answer nowadays to everything. Yeah, Atlantic Cast, that's kind of like how it worked in New Leaf. New Leaf was like the first Animal Crossing where you could say no to them, and if your friendship was like really high, they would more likely not leave. New Leaf was the first Animal Crossing that kind of incorporated friendship into the chance for them to move when they ask. If you say no, and you have a very high friendship level with them, they most likely won't leave. Whereas if you say yes, leave, and you have a higher friendship, they'll listen to you. They'll take your opinion at a higher caliber. Right? I have my villagers calling me my lord because I'm lord of the island and I run things and make all the decisions. Grand Bazaar did win. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Raiders? How we doing, Super Ghost Ranger? Thanks for the raid, dude. How was the stream? Yeah, so that's what, you know, I think the less control would actually be way better for the franchise. I think it would be stronger for the gamers overall, but it would be an adjustment because you have to remember that, and this is actually a true statement, but it's an insane statement, but it's true. You ready? New Horizons release doubled the Animal Crossing audience, if not tripled it. So you have to realize that, let's just say for conversation right now, all right? Let's just say for conversation that there were 100 Animal Crossing players before New Horizons. 100 people that called themselves Animal Crossers, right? When New Horizons released, there was now 300, basically, roughly. If not even 400, maybe even 500. So you have to understand that the voice of the people who want specific interactions from AC are very quiet. There's only a small percentage of Animal Crossers that played the older games first and that want older game interactions. That is not a popular audience anymore. New Horizons is the new Animal Crossing wave. So that's the one thing you have to keep in mind. If you're an OG ACer and you miss that olden era of AC, you might want to get used to playing the older games. You might want to figure out how to set up an emulator. You might want to figure out how to play the old games on your PC, because I don't think Nintendo's going back in that direction. It doesn't make sense for them, unless Nintendo wants to do a very Nintendo-y thing and just make the next game completely different than the current AC. Which, to be fair, Nintendo does that a lot. Nintendo all the time, they just randomly put out a game. Like, remember Mario Sunshine? Where it's like, oh, by the way, here's a game that's not like anything you expected. Bye, see you later. So like the next AC game could be in space and we could be on an adventure and a quest and it could be a completely different video game. I don't know. But I don't think they're going back in time. I can tell you that much. I just don't think that's happening, right? Like, so you do have to realize, like, old AC's gone, man. I think Control is here to stay. I think Control AC is here to stay. I think Nintendo's realized that the closer to the Sims they make the AC, the better, because they're tapping into the massive Sims audience that would love an Animal Crossing game with just a little more control. And there's where New Horizons comes in, right? So like, I think that the further we go into the future, we likely go back, we keep going in the direction of the Sims. More control, more decoration options, rugs outside, corner pivots, all that stuff. Because I think that's the stuff that people really want right now. And it's just up to Nintendo to decide what they want to do, right? You like to see them scale up the AC world? I kind of agree with that. I would like to see like an open world AC. You know, we've talked about that. We've talked about like Animal Crossing in space. Or sorry, open world. Animal Crossing open world, where like you experience like, I don't know, like it's hard to explain, but imagine if there was an open world map, that like an open world Animal Crossing game, kind of like Hello Kitty. I think it would work, man. And it would be interesting. It would change everything. You know, I even had a theory that even went deeper. What if do you guys remember, hold on, hear me out. This is going to take some explaining. All right, hear me out. Hold on a second. Let me explain this theory. Do you guys remember Digby from New Leaf? How you doing today? What's for Tony? Does anybody remember Digby from New Leaf by chance? And does anybody remember the feature that Digby ran? The feature that Digby was all about? The whole reason why he exists? So let me explain. So Digby ran this place where if you played your DS with around another DS, you would get a player house to move into this location, and that player house would be the full building and the full house that the player designed at that time, that was saved to their spot pass or street pass or whatever. So you could have like hundreds of player houses in this area, and you could visit them and you could talk to the NPC of the player and you could buy things from their house. It was like really insane. You could get hundreds, you could collect hundreds of other players' houses in this big, massive like estate. And you could like visit their houses anytime and talk to the villager, which was an NPC of the player, like a Dream Island, and right? And you could do all this really cool stuff. Now, what if they did an open world map like that, but it was players' towns and islands? So like, what if like you had a feature in the next Animal Crossing game where you would go into the clouds, and when you go to the clouds, you get presented with all of the people on your friends list islands, and you can fly around in a rocket ship or something, and you could go and you can visit all of these different islands around you. And they're all like basically dream islands that you can visit. And then you click on the person's island and then you enter it. And it's like it's like you're visiting the dream islands, but instead of it being an NPC that you're laying in bed, you're like traveling through a big map of all these different islands that you can go and say, oh, that's Cozy's island. Oh, that's Daz's island over there. And then you could fly and choose which one you're going to visit. And I think that would be a really cool way to do like dream island visits. And I think that would be a cool like feature to add to Animal Crossing. It's no different than just having an NPC like and entering a code, but I think it would be cool. So yeah, so Anne brings up it would be cool if there was a city like City Folk where there are players. You're talking about Club Tortimer. They did that in New Leaf. In New Leaf, there was a place called Club Tortimer, and you could go there and random players would be there from around the world. And you could go play mini games with them. They did it. They did it, dude. And then we don't have it for ACNH now, but they did it. And it's like, imagine if they did that in the next Animal Crossing game. Like an open space for you to go and visit and other players are running around. And what if they took it to the next level and you could like trade while you were there? What if you could like trade while you were there and be like, hey, yo, what's up? How are you? I need some loot, dude. All right, where's the Radishella? Am I on basement 1? Yeah. I need to go up here real quick. And I need to fight this radish again real quick. Like 3DS Street Pass? Kinda. Yeah, New Leaf. Yeah, you remember that? Dude, yeah, Club Tortimer was a thing, dude. Club Tortimer was a thing, dude. I don't know, man. It would be fun. It would be fun. I would like to see some kind of like 360 camera, open world AC. That really would be like pretty iconic. Oh, where's the boss at? Oh, there they are. I didn't realize they were way over there. I would have just used the Ginormosia door trick. Yeah, it would be cool. We'll have to see what they do. I'll tell you though, I'm a pretty nostalgic guy, and if the next Animal Crossing is anything like Animal Crossing GameCube, I'll be happy. Because that's just the Animal Crossing that I love the most. It's the quirkiest, it's the charmiest. I do, however, see the value of all of the modern Animal Crossing features. So I do want to have my cake and I want to eat it too. I do. I want to have an Animal Crossing game that has the charm of original AC, but I also want it to simultaneously have all of the modern features for all the modern players. I am asking a lot of them. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. No, I don't think we'll ever get combat in an AC game. That would be pretty nuts. I don't think that'll ever happen. Little Big Planet. Dude, Little Big Planet's such a fun game. All right, I think the only thing we have to fight is actually in basement level 4. So we can just run through here, but we will fight these bosses because they got some good loot. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ooh, countered, son. Music sounds like Naraka's theme from Inuyasha. What a shout out. Ooh, nice. We got a rock boss up here. We definitely in an old Nintendo transition period. We're waiting for a lot of tentpoles. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens here, man. I'm excited though. I will tell you, as I said, the first thing I said during that soapbox and request from a chatter for my opinion, keep in mind, was that I do think that I have faith that the next Animal Crossing game is going to be great. I do. Call it blind faith. I have a lot of faith that the next AC game is going to be great. I just don't think that they've lost the plot with AC too much. I think they understand, and I have faith that Nintendo's still going to put out unique experiences. You know, some people lost faith because of like Tears of the Kingdom. You were like, oh no, like Nintendo's not doing the unique thing anymore. Then like they put out the Switch 2 and people were like, oh no, Nintendo's not doing the super unique thing anymore. And it's like, I don't think that's what's happening. I think they're fine. I think we're still going to get super quirky, unique experiences that we're not expecting. I just think they also have started identifying the value of not purposefully being the different dude in the room. Because the Switch 2 was the best decision they ever made. Because we didn't need another Wii U situation. We didn't need another GameCube situation where like they're trying so hard to be different that they're literally shooting themselves in the foot. So I think that they're on the right track. They just need to rein it in a little bit, and they need to give us, you know, show people that they're still the same unique Nintendo. Like, I think the next 3D Mario is going to be a really telling thing. And I think that the next 3D Zelda is going to be a really telling experience. I think those two games are going to be really telling to the future of Nintendo games. I think they really are. I really feel strongly those two games are going to be pretty important to like, where's Nintendo looking to go? Are they going to continue going Blue Ocean? Are they going to try to do the same thing and try to recreate success, right? Like, I don't know. I think Wonder was a fantastic return to Mario 2D. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, Nintendo has still got the sauce, man. Like, they really do. World, I think World was phenomenal. Like, and again, I know it's not everyone's favorite AC, but like, World was a great return to Mario Kart. After over 10 years, it's a great game. Now, it has some flaws, but I think conceptually, it's a pretty good game. Dude, they're whooping my butt right now. Dude, stop. I need some defense. All right, the defense went off. Oh man, I'm getting rocked. The mini spookies are always tough, dude. Woo, perfect dodge. All right, I need some health. Nice. The first fight, the whole stream, that's actually made me work. Dude, I love it. Oh, the spookies are always crazy though. Itchy nose today, man. No, back up with that trash. Oh, they got me again. Oh, I'm out of mana. I like that even though I'm wearing like some of the best armor in the game, that some of these fights are still giving me a little bit of a run for my money. That was fun, dude. That's the first time that I got in a fight this whole time that like actually made me go, yikes. Nice, dude. Because I'm wearing like super OP armor. For those that weren't here for the start of my Paladin run, normally I'll try to challenge myself, but when we started the Paladin run, I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to just put on the best gear I have, and I'm going to run through the game as the Paladin. Well, the game's caught up to me. And we're actually fighting, which is sick. We were running through the game at first, but now the game's caught up to me. So, pretty exciting, actually. Yeah, that was intense. Yo, Kate Nicholas with the 3-monther. Can we get some love in the chat for Kate in the resub? Thank you. Thank you so much, Kate. I hope you're feeling good today. Thanks for sticking with me, and thanks for blessing us with the best GIF on Twitch. That's right. 2019 Hylian. And you want to know the fun part? I've actually managed to get that sign back. Take a look. Oh, you can't see it. Duh. I have a green screen behind me. But behind this green screen is that same Legend of Zelda, The Missing Link art that I got years ago in my life. I purchased this awesome Missing Link art where it's Link in between the picture of the apes evolving to man, and Link is between as the missing link, if you know the science behind that. And it's one of my favorite pieces of art ever. I bought it when I was like in my early 20s, and I never framed it, so it's all junky and tattered, but it's still sick. And one day I'm gonna frame it anyways. I look forward to tuning in every morning. Oh, thank you. I look forward to being here as well. In fact, I fight myself to take days off. Like even right now, I'm fighting myself to take off 2 days because I really could use a day. Like I'm exhausted for some reason. And it's not even really my stream that's been exhausting me. I think it's like, I think I was already exhausted before this week started. And I've been passing out like seriously 2 or 3 days this week. I straight passed out to the point to where my lady friend was like, did you remember to feed your cat? Like, are you okay? You just blacked out. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm tired. I don't know why. Good thing the cat's fine, by the way. She's been getting well fed. So she got her food a little later than my routine last night, but she had already got her wet food for the day, so she was good. So yeah, dude, like last night I got home from the grocery store and I passed out at around like 7:30, I think it was, until midnight. And I woke up and it was just, what the frick? Like I just been randomly been exhausted, dude. So I could use a day to do nothing. Like I could use a day where I don't talk to anybody, I don't answer to anybody, I don't call anybody, I don't anybody. I just want to sit and pet my cat for 24 hours. And then I need a day where I'm super hyper productive and I'm doing stuff out of stream because I haven't had the motivation, but I really need to do some work. Like there's some people counting on me and waiting on me, and so I have to like step up, you know. I got to step up and get some stuff taken care of. I'm looking for number 4. Here it is. We're going up there. Sit and pet your cat for 24 hours. Correct. She'll let me. She loves pets. Pause. Exclamation point. We actually have a command for that. Exclamation point pause. We actually have a command for that. It's from an old hip hop collective I used to be in, where if somebody said something that like that, they would do an exclamation point pause, and it would bring up a bunch of letters like pause. Like, what did he just say? Yeah, it's an old command. And the channel that I used to hang out, this hip hop collective channel, it would actually it would be like this. Like when they use the command, it would be like this. Pause. And it would spam the letters separately, and it would be like, wait a second, what did he just say? But I couldn't figure out how to make my bot do it separately like that, so I just have it all in one word. What did he just say? Pause. It's funny. StreamerBot can do that easily. Yeah, I'm starting to learn StreamerBot, so. This was pre-StreamerBot. Yeah, I am starting to learn StreamerBot pretty well, actually. I've just been like doing the island game has kind of taught me the ins and outs a little bit. It's fun. I have all sorts of ideas. I haven't talked about it, but I'm working on a trivia bot. Now, I haven't decided if this trivia bot's going to actually be a part of the island game bot and just be the same bot. But either way, I'm working on a trivia bot right now. It's going to be sick. And y'all will be able to play, use channel points to activate a trivia question. And then it'll keep track of people who, like, it'll keep track of like how many times you've answered correctly and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Have you been keeping an eye on Petite Planet? No, I don't think I'm that interested in that game. If it's the game I'm thinking of. But I have to go see it again. Yeah, I have to go see it. Let me go look at it again real quick. Let me go look at it again. Yeah, there's two games that are coming out that a lot of people are looking forward to that I'm not at all. I'm the first one is Ionuma or whatever, Ionumic Animal Luke or something. I don't know. That game looks okay, but I don't think I'm going to end up playing it. And then there's another one as well that's coming out that I'm just like, I don't think I'm playing this game. Sorry, y'all. Petite Planet. Oh, is this game on Steam anywhere? No, it's not. I didn't realize this was Hoyoverse. You know, honestly, this game might actually be pretty good. Hoyoverse does make good games, even if they're mostly known for gacha. Is there not like a video or something? I guess not, huh? It's a little bit anime waifu. That's the only thing that I'm not really into, but it doesn't look bad. Yeah, it's still running in beta. I took a break this weekend and nearly finished the upgrades on my VGC team builder tool. I've just got to implement some missing role suggestions and it's ready for testing. Dude, I would love to be a test for you, a guinea pig for you. All right, we found the enemies we needed. We just need to ginormous a door here. Yeah, we'll see though. I have a very open mind to games, especially stuff that you all might like. Very much so, but as far as like, am I actually keeping an eye on it? Not so much, you know? I've noticed something with a lot of the games that are trying to tap into Animal Crossing recently. And you guys can tell me if maybe you've noticed the same thing. So I've noticed that with a lot of these games, a lot of them are very heavily focused on multiplayer. It seems like a lot of these games coming out in this space are like super heavy trying to lean into multiplayer. And I have zero interest in multiplayer. So that's a thing that's kind of pushing me away a little bit because it's like every single one of these games, Animal Nook, Petite Planet, the other one that's out that I can't remember the name of, that's in beta or whatever, all of them seem to have this massive focus on playing with your friends, crafting with your friends. And I'm just like, dude, like Heartopia was the same thing. Playing with your friends. And I'm just like, dude, I just don't want to do that. Like, like that's not what I want. You're not selling me on this game right now. Like, if that's your goal, you're not selling me on the game because like, I don't care that much about multiplayer.
Well met, friend. How can I help? Yes.
Wait a second. Are we about to get master or are we about to get expert? Big streamers like to play those games and their massive audience then makes those games viral. Oh, we just got Master Paladin, dude. Let's go. We get a song. Oh, what a perfect way to celebrate fantasy life. I'm incredibly proud of what you've accomplished. With you among our ranks, the Kingdom of Mysteria is sure to enjoy lasting peace for years to come. You've become such a fine paladin, there's not much left for me to teach you, but I want you to always keep one thing in mind. Use your strength only in situations where it is truly necessary. Never forget that your might exists to protect others, not to harm them. Heh, but that's enough lecturing from me. Today, we celebrate the birth of a new Master Paladin. Yeah, Cozy, you're right, which is probably why they're pushing that kind of stuff, right? Is that what you're kind of saying? All right, y'all, jam out, baby. Let's go, dude. Let's get it.
Pull off my helmet, set it down by my side. A curious dragon flight comes flying by. Don't mind me fly free in expensive sky so blue. Without any
The music in this game is actually so good.
Purest of strings, crystal clear, kiss my feet. Oh, how I just long to stay here. Beautiful fishes, my boat
Dude, every class has a song, Ginger King. It's so good, dude.
Beloved country, I am bound to protect. Riveria cherished by all. Without hesitation, I draw my sword. I swore my life to serve you. What more honor could there be?
And the songs are mad long. Like, we're only halfway through this song right now. Like, the songs are like 3 to 5 minutes easy. Like, full blown out songs. Like,
with a joyful childlike gaze.
like they go in, dude. Like, this is like a full vibe. Oh, yeah.
Is there any victory in battle? Did we win or did we lose? Memories lost, now I'm left to wonder. Was there a battle at all? Whoa. You answer me, dear sky. My helmet has long since faded away. White flowers grown where it once lay. Bringing memories back, flowers of white.
Dude, it's so good, dude. It's so good, dude. Oh. I said, oh. Dude, this game, dude. That's just why I'm trying to master all the classes on stream, dude. We're only missing 3 now. 4. Mercenary. I don't think we've seen the blacksmith song yet. I think we saw the lumberjack song. We have like 3 or more bangers to go, dude. As your fellow paladin, I'm proud to fight by your side. Let us serve people together from now on, Hylian. But we must never forget, why do we serve? To protect the peace. Received rank up rewards. Dude, sick, dude. The Templar set. Ooh. The Templar set. Outfits. Let's go put it on. Let's go get the Templar set on real quick. Oh. Sick. Did we get Templar gauntlets? We did. Did we get Templar greaves? We might not have. The greaves might have came with. The greaves might have came with the outfit. Let's see. Oh, here they are. Templar plate legs. Gold boots. Legionary sandals. Templar boots. Oh, sick. I hate how goofy and large the feet are in this game. Did we get a Templar's cape? We did not, but the red cape looks a lot better than the Forager King. Yeah, we're gonna go with the red cape here. Oh, Templar's cape. Oh, dude, look at our outfit. We look sick, dude. We look sick, dude. I'm gonna keep the sword and shield. I think the fire sword and shield looks great. Let's see real quick what the darkness sword looks like. Ah, the darkness sword does look good, actually. What about another shields? Knight's Oath. No. Palm Protector. Yeah. Sick. Yeah, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. All right, let's look. So We are missing Master Blacksmith, Master Tailor, and we're missing Master Mercenary. That's it. 3 more remain, and we're pretty close to Blacksmith. This song makes me think of Dragon Ball, dude. Absolute stompers in clown shoes. Man, what a game. What a wonderful game. My seeds have grown perfect. Oh, only one has grown. Oh, wait, no, we're good. Is that Tom Nook? Yeah, so they actually played a prank. So listen to this. For April Fool's Day last year or the year before, when this game released, they put out a fake trailer that made Fantasy Life I, this game, look like Animal Crossing. And the main showcase, the main character was this character right here. And it was like, hey, welcome to Fantasy Life. And it was this fake trailer. And then, because the game was so successful, they gave everybody the outfit from the fake trailer in game and made it a reality as a celebration of how much success this game actually had on release. So it was originally just a joke that they gave us the item in game to look like fake off-brand Temu Tom Nook, and it was all so they could punch, like they could poke jabs at Animal Crossing. They basically were poking at Nintendo and making a joke like, look what we can do. And it was like this wonderful trailer about like open world, and like it really did make it look like New Horizons, like look worse. Like it did make, the trailer was attempting to make it look like the next step for New Horizons. It was like this open world thing with like mounts. Yeah, I actually thought it was real. Yeah, dude, the trailer, I was like, no way. I'm like, dude, we're gonna have mounts. I'm like, this is just Animal Crossing. And I was like so convinced it was real. And they played me, dude. I remember I was confused. I was genuinely like, is this real? What's going on? I kept saying, what's going on? Is this real? I was like, what's happening right now? They eventually took the trailer down because, you know, you can't be too cautious with Daddy Nintendo. And then they gave us the outfit in game as a free reward. And the codes are still available, by the way. This game has put out a bunch of codes for loot, and they're all still available. You don't have to, like, you can participate in that stuff. All right, we do have some blacksmithing to do. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of blacksmithing. Let's get our formation going again. I'm missing my third blacksmith. I don't have all the characters. I'm missing my third blacksmith. I know there's a third blacksmith that I'm missing. I swear there is. I wanted to see it. Yeah, they took the trailer down, which is sad. I know that's sad. All right, we need to craft the Beastly Craftsman. Craft using specific materials. We need to craft the title helm. It needs to be good or better. The title Curious, the title leggings, the title gauntlet, the title boots, the golds. We did all the golds. All right, so let's see if we can craft the title stuff. Craft and go to armor. And there should be like a symbol for anything that's for the quest, right? Yeah, here's the beast stuff. Here's the title stuff. I'm missing marine ingots. So material info, marine ore. How do I find marine ore? From a merchant. Is that it? Is that the only place I can find it? There's no way, right? Do 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 do. Here we go. I can get it at Superior Marine Ore Deposit at Profunda Cave. I can find it at Profunda Cave, and Ginormosia. So where's Profunda Cave at? Let's go hunting down some Profunda Cave real quick. It's probably in the water zone if I had to guess. But actually, no, I don't remember the name of Profunda Cave being here at all. Yeah, the Yoho Cavern. Oh, Profunda Cave. All right, looks like this is where we're headed. Let's go get ourselves some marine ore. We can do some farming. You have the ore now. You just have to craft it. Wait, do I have the ore? Did you notice something I didn't pay attention to? Let me see. You might be right. I wasn't paying attention. Oh my lord. I forgot how much I've played this game. I forgot how much I've played this game. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom really quick. We have plenty of ore. Okay. Okay. Good morning. What up, Happy Abby? How we feeling here, Tuesday Squad? Thanks for coming to hang out for some Fantasy Life. Chat's choice, the last choice was Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar was chat's choice today. And we will be going back into Grand Bazaar, and we'll likely do our best to actually get married in the game. Our goal, we'll have our own personal goal of getting married. We won't try to do the whole, maxing out the Bazaar rank, but I think we could do that stuff on the side, and we'll focus all of our efforts on getting married. I think if that's all we focus on, it actually won't take too long. And we'll stop prioritizing making money as much, and we'll just focus on getting married. I think it won't take too long. It'll be a couple episodes more of Grand Bazaar, which is nice for the YouTube, and a lot of people love the Grand Bazaar playthrough, so you'll get some more. So yeah, chat voted yesterday, and we went through the poll this morning. And it was a pretty shoo-in to win. It was about 10 votes plus over the second option, but it was still a pretty tight race in the end. Yeah, if we skip days, we could do it fast. I probably won't do a ton of that until later. I think we'll start off playing slow again and remembering like where we were, and then we'll probably start speeding it up. I was sad to see Ooblets again. Yeah, one of the reasons why Ooblets didn't end up making the cut was because we did play Ooblets last year for the 6-year stream anniversary. And when I had to make cuts on the list of games, I did make a cut on Ooblets. Yeah, it was tough. It was like, man, what do I do? So I took the easy route, and I figure maybe one day we'll come back and just do a whole new playthrough of Ooblets instead of just picking at it. What came in second place? It was such a bloodbath. What was in second place? Here, I'll pull it up again. I don't remember. We can pull it up for the afternoon squad. Yeah, 2 Point Museum, which was that makes me, I loved seeing that because I love that game. Yeah, 2 Point Museum. Third place was Fields of Mystria. Fourth was Pokemon Legends, and fifth was Hello Kitty, which I expected Hello Kitty to be higher. I didn't expect Lego Star Wars to be as high. I expected Mario Galaxy to be higher. I expected Dinkum to be higher, but not over Fields of Mystria. I didn't expect 2 Point Museum to be second place. I did not expect that, but that was such a fun playthrough. I could see why. And then, of course, Pokemon. Pokemon just did not make the cut this week. Every time we tried to do Pokemon, it was so close, but it was not close enough. And you want to know what it was? Probably because we played 3 weeks of Pokemon recently and people are just a little burnt out of it. So like when people were put up to options of variety and kind of something different or Pokemon, they were probably like, well, we'd have watched Pokopia for 3 weeks straight. So Pokemon didn't really make an appearance this week outside of the streamer's choice, which is why I put a Pokemon game on the schedule. Because I knew, like, just in case people were burnt out of Pokemon. So yeah, you'll see Legend ZA return. You'll probably see Arceus again in the future. I love the game. You know, will you see Black and White post-game? Maybe. Will you see Black and White 2? Most likely, at some point. Will you see X and Y post-game? Maybe. Will you see me return to Sword and Shield? Maybe. I would like to do that DLC. I mean, I freaking bought it, and I could use the legendaries from it for competitive teams. They are some of the best competitive Pokemon that you can get. So the legendaries in that DLC. So yeah, you know, it would be, you might see some of that content come back, but I'm really happy we played Snap and the new Snap. Those games were fun, dude. That was honestly one of my favorite days. Snap and New Snap was so much fun, man. But Ooblets is a tradition. It is. Ooblets is fun. All right, let's go do some mini games here. Oh, let me turn this down. Yeah, Snap was fun. Feeling a little stressy, looking for a second job. Oh, I understand that. That's a stressful situation. Job hunting sucks. You got this though, homie. All right, only $275 for this. This is easy. We'll breeze through these real quick.
Thanks for making this my go-to place when I am doing rough H-Day class.
Oh, thank you, Meg Petrowski, for 42. How you feeling today? What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, it sounds like you might not be doing as well as you could be, so I hope that things get a little smoother. But I appreciate you tuning in. Not the Tom Nook cosplay. You guys like it? I can't remember. Brittany, didn't you play this game? I'm so glad they fixed the bug that made these minigames hard. Wait, what was the bug that made these minigames hard? There was a bug? I don't remember that. You're doing well? Gotta have a safe space. Okay, good. Just making sure. Just checking in on you, homie. Have you picked up any new games recently? It's always fun hearing about your game adventures. The Switch 1 cooking was impossible. Oh, there was some bugs on Switch. That makes sense. Oh yeah, Funi for sure. We'll go back to 2 Point Museum. Like I said, the voting wasn't just to see what was going to win for now, but also a way for me to kind of see some of chat's favorite games. So really anything in the top 5 is something that I'm looking at as a potential game to bring back one day, you know, and to check out, because you guys spoke and I'm listening. I'm not going to just take the winners and say, okay, see you later. So yeah, you know, seeing 2 Point Museum get so high up in the rankings definitely inspired me to play some more of the game. Been a tad broke. Same here. I haven't been buying any retro games. I picked up A Link to the Past, and that's the last game I picked up. All right. Let's do one more, and I think we're good. We have 40. We're good. Now let's go ahead and eat some food and boost our crafting, and then let's quest here. Is this where all my food is? No, my food would be here. Right here? Magical plus 200 gathering? No. No, we want crafting. Gathering and crafting. Combat power. Crafting plus 150. Crafting plus 150. Crafting plus 200. Let's do crafting plus 150 here. We can give it to our partners as well if we want to make it even more OP. I don't think we have to do that today. I think we're good. All right, let's go see what it takes to craft this stuff for my quest. 540. Yeah, we're good. We're cruising. Takes more planning. Any games coming out this year that are on your radar? Oh man, I made my coffee too strong today. This sucks, Black. Yikes. Yeah, there's a handful of games on my radar, but I don't remember any of them. Sorry, my radar is broken right now. Yo, what up, Graybeard? I'm listening to Reason. Yeah, there's a handful of games that I'm kind of looking forward to this year, but nothing like that's got me like jonesing. You know what I mean? Like nothing that's got me like drooling over here that's like been announced. I think that's a good way to think about it. But there might be something I'm forgetting. So don't, you know, there could be something that I am just forgetting. Yeah, Winds and Waves would be next year, though. Yeah, that's the thing. So, yeah, I don't know what's really coming out this year that's got me, like, jazzed. Oh, I got one for you. Mina the Hollower. Mina the Hollower, the Zelda-esque looking game. Mina the Hollower. That game's on my radar big time. And it got delayed into this year, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to playing Crimson Desert at some point, I think. I just won't be playing it anytime too soon. Yeah, Mina the Hollower. It's like a 2D game by Devolver Digital publisher. And it looks like a modern like take on like an old school top-down Zelda. Looks real good. Looks real good. That game's on my radar. Like I said, there's probably a handful of games that I'm not thinking of, but sometimes I write this stuff down. Sometimes I just wing it. It is what it is. What about all of you? Any games you're looking forward to, chat? Bum 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 bum. Yeah, Armazale. I heard that, dude. It's 11 degrees here. Tom Nook changed careers. I want to see gameplay of the new Story of Seasons. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, Saros looks good. I didn't play Returnal, but Saros looks good. 007 First Light definitely has something that's like on my radar a little bit. At Fire Emblem, there's the game I wasn't thinking of. I am looking forward to seeing what the new Fire Emblem looks like. Is Tears of the Kingdom the last game that got you like Pokopia did? No, this game was. So as far as games that got me like Tears of the Kingdom did, it would have been Tears of the Kingdom, then this game, then Pokopia. Those are the 3 games over the past 2 or 3 years that stole my soul completely. Yeah, this game, Tears of the Kingdom, then it was this game last year, and Pokopia this year. Seems like every year there's at least one game that manages to just hook me completely, huh? Grand Bazaar was up there as well. Grand Bazaar hooked me pretty big. To be fair, Grand Bazaar got me pretty strong this year as well. He doesn't look too happy about it. Oh yeah, Adventures of Elliot. Yes. Dude, yes. The Adventures of Elliot game I am highly looking forward to. I knew there was some stuff I wasn't thinking of. I'm super happy that we decided to have a quick discussion about it. Adventures of Elliot looks good. So basically the game looks like a Legend of Zelda game that meets like Chrono Trigger kind of. I don't know, it's hard to say, but it looks great. Yeah, this game does pull you in many directions, Graybeard. It really does. There you go. Dude, going through the backlog is good sometimes. Yeah, dude, going through the backlog is good sometimes, man. Yeah, why not? All right, let's go ahead and craft some of this beast, this monster hide stuff. This stuff's going to be a lot less work. Oh yeah, Yoshi as well. I would say that while Yoshi is not something I'm like looking forward to, if you kind of catch the inflection in my voice there, but I will say that Yoshi is a game that we are going to check out and we are going to play it. And it, you know, it looks like it'll be fun for what it is. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun little lighthearted like Nintendo game. Nintendo has a pretty good ability to release like lighthearted, just fun games that don't have like a ton of weight behind them, but they're fun, you know? Oh, yes! The new Lego Batman! Doesn't that come out soon, or didn't it just come out? The new Lego Batman's like right around the corner. I told the chat I would play that because I've never really played any Lego games. I've never really played any Lego games, and Lego Batman looks like a great place to start, kinda, I'm not gonna lie. May 22nd. Yeah, we could end up playing the new Lego Batman game. It looks really fun. Yeah, seeing the Arkham combat. Yeah, it looks like it could be a blast. And it might be a nice mix-up for the channel, you know? Keep things fresh around here. Yeah, I'm playing Yoshi probably day 1, so we can check it out together. And I might do the same thing for Batman. I might go ahead and play Batman day 1 so we can check it out together. We'll see. Maybe not day 1 for Batman. Maybe I'll let y'all vote and decide which one you want day 1. Because they're coming out close to each other, so. You're going to rent Pragmata. Pragmata, you have to let me know what you think about it, because I'm like weirdly interested in Pragmata, just like weirdly. Oh, I'm crafting an outfit I've already had in my inventory. Oh, I'm such a boob. Why am I crafting that? Yeah, I need to be crafting stuff I don't already own. We have a beastly cap. Let's craft the beastly jerkin. Ooh, 610. This could be a little challenging. Here we go. Yeah, Pragmata looks fun. Looks like something that might be worth your time. I trust Capcom enough to try something new from them. Anybody else? I trust Capcom enough to try a new IP from them. Why not, dude? It's the perfect company to go in on a limb for. They've been around for a long time. They don't do too many things that are negative to their consumers aside from de novo and their stupid need to put blockers on their games. But like generally speaking, Capcom's a pretty respectable company. They're also one of the only companies over the past couple years that instead of firing people, they hired people. I don't know exactly everything, but they were also, just like Nintendo, one of the only companies the past couple years that have decided to hire people instead of fire people, which means that the people who are running the show there are paying attention. They're not doing stuff that requires them to panic fire. You know what I mean? Like that, because it's all the higher ups that are causing this. Everyone during COVID thought that there was the future of gaming was going to be COVID era, so they hired a bunch of people in their offices. Meanwhile, the companies that had a head on their shoulders that weren't just there for the short gains took a deep breath and didn't hire a bajillion people. Now, Nintendo did end up going through some firings, but it was a group of American QA, I believe, that were all contract workers, and they let them go. So they did technically do some firings. It was like contract workers for QA in America and for Nintendo America. But I don't think Capcom has reportedly let anybody go over the past like 4 or 5 years. Not like reportedly, like not enough to make news. You know what I mean? So, dude, if I find a company that supports, that doesn't just sit there and fire and you know, do that kind of nonsense, I'm going to support them, dude. And in this day and age, I think Capcom is a wonderful company to support, even if they do make mistakes sometimes, because they're not out here hiring and firing and causing a ruckus, dude. It seems like they genuinely are making decent decisions, or they're at least not, you know, putting their employees in positions where their jobs are on the line because of the bigwigs' bad decision making. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going on. It's the bigwigs are making terrible decisions, and then the developers are paying for it, right? So Capcom, pretty good company to support, dude. I like Capcom, man. Oh, we got a balloon in the Twitch chat. All right, I kind of want to make the rest of the monster set, the beast set. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make the rest of the beast set real quick, just because I'm so close to having the whole set. Why not? What up, Ray-Bans? But you know, I'm not sure. You'd have to do your own research on Capcom to be sure. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they're doing something with Okame, right? The next couple years. Could be cool to see what they do with Okame. I think they're pretty faithful to their original art. Yeah, it'll be cool to see what they do with that. What's up, Elliot? Okame originally felt like Capcom's answer to The Legend of Zelda. Anybody remember the comparisons when it first released? Didn't it feel like that? Didn't it feel like on release, Okame was like kind of like Capcom's answer to like Zelda kinda? That's what it felt like. All the advertisements and stuff were like pushing that narrative big time back then, I remember. They're like, it's basically The Legend of Zelda! And I'm like, what? Bum 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 bum. Go, Tom Nook. Tom Nook's like, I'm not stoned enough for this. Look at him. He's like, oh, I need my fix. Oh, nice, Elliot. I didn't know that. All right, level 52. Let's go. All right. What else do we need? Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. Oh my gosh, we're getting a second mastery song today? Oh, shit. Well, all the Neanderthals out there can go ahead and mute the stream again. We love you, but We're about to jam out. Do the Star Fox rumors do anything for you? Yeah, they do. I'm a big Star Fox fan, so especially if the rumors are true that it looks like it's going to be a traditional Star Fox game. It looks like it's a traditional Star Fox game, which meaning like no BS, right? I'm pretty excited about it. Good to see you. Maybe someday they'll hire you as a royal blacksmith. Yo, report. You should play the 64 version, Dazza, if you get a chance. That game wouldn't be too bad with the Pro Controller. Check it out. Like, just if you ever get a chance and you're in the mood for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, the first level, Corneria, get a feel for it. It might not be your vibe, but just so you could say you've checked it out, you know? Pretty iconic game. The Nintendo 64 one's the one that's like the most iconic, as you probably know. Do a barrel roll. Sometimes no matter how hard you hammer things, just don't come out right. Maybe you might have forged a real stinker here and there, but you took all of that hardship and turned it into gold. Every bit of your effort went toward making people smile. Keep your head held high. That's why all these people gathered here today to thank you. We're celebrating your good deeds and bright future, so let's make this a party you'll never forget. Woo-wee! Let's go, baby! Ooh, this one's proper. Pinky's out.
The clanging rhythm of the blacksmith rings today too, echoing throughout the town. Billowing plumes of smoke rise up into the skies above. Forging dreams is what I do.
Ah, that makes sense, Great Bambi. I hope you're doing well, Great Bambi.
With all my heart, forging hope with every swing. Excitedly they wait around till my work is done, honing skills with every sling. More than wood and metal, my tools bring everyone together. And my dream is to make them smile with the warmth of my good forge. A top-class blacksmith is all that I aspire to be.
This song, not quite the rocker as the last one. This is a ballad. This is a ballad. Feel it. Feel it. La la la. 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 What up, Riff Buddy? Frank Sinatra. Found my new ringtone.
Scorching again like 1,000 suns, the blacksmith burns, stoke the fire, put the kettle on. Iron for him, copper for her, strong metals forging dreams, melt those dreams, blend them to one. I'll bring my tools and line them neatly up in front of you, hoping one will reach out to you. That is why I'm serious, these tools are from me to you. That's
why
right,
am I still drinking this coffee? It tastes so disgusting.
Bring everyone together, and my dream is to make them smile with the warmth of my good forge. More than wood and metal, my tools, they will help to save the world.
Putting my baby asleep. Yeah, and the chat too, I bet.
With the warmth of my good forge.
Woo! Wow, 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 wow. Woo, 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 woo. Let's go, Timu Tom Nook. You did it, buddy. You did it. Congratulations, Hylian. You earned it. Keep on hammering away and let the whole world hear your big bang bash of your hard work.
Good to see you. What's up? Good luck out there.
Forge Master's outfit. Dude, 2 masters in one day. Crazy, dude. I wasn't expecting that. That was not at all what I had planned going into this game today. I was just gonna hang out and jam out. All right, sick. What's up, Mr. Heavenly? All right, so now we need to start leveling up the Tailor class and Mercenary, and then we have mastered every class in the game. And then from there, I guess our goal would be to hero everything, but that's a little bit harder. Just a little, especially for the crafting classes. A lot of grinding. Oh, I made it to level 97 farmer today. What? I didn't realize I was close. Nice. Do 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 do. All right, let's check our skills while we're at it. We've unlocked some skills here. Special skill automatically completes 4 crafting items. Ooh, easy. That's such a nice pickup. Are you kidding me? Allows you to use extra materials. Sure. All right, and let's do remake. Remake's always useful. How do you hero? There's just a separate set of quests for hero mode. And it's just a little grindier. For like the crafting classes, it's extra grindy because these classes require like crafting classes require like rare materials and stuff. But the combat classes are pretty easy in the sense that you just have to go to specific locations and fight specific enemies. So that's why I made a distinction between the two, right? It's like the crafting classes are a little bit grindier, so those can take a bit longer to master and to hero, but anything with plus experience is a pretty big deal. So we're going to go ahead and grab everything we can. Plus 10% experience over here. I'll just grab plus 10 smithing. And we'll grab plus 5 smithing here. Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll save the rest of our points because we're probably going to want them for some of these, the Smith of Legend, stuff like this. All right, Cook. Cook we've been grinding for a while. So we're pretty maxed out here. What are we waiting to purchase as Cook? I think we're waiting to cook Patissier or Herbivore Chef. Island's Head Chef. I think we're trying to build up to that stuff. So, all right. And then for Carpenter, I think we're good right now. Alchemist, we're waiting to save our points for something big. What do we work on today? Paladin, here we go. Elemental Edge, special skill, fire, water, wind, earth. Perform 3 slashing attacks. Yo! And then what's this over here? Divine Shield 2. Oh, we're 1 away. Are you kidding me? All right, we'll just grab magic defense. And then Hunter's at 25. Hunter, I almost have the full tree filled out. Plus 10 critical hit damage, plus magic defense. Minus 10% damage from enemies, plus 20 attack. Let's go with the crit damage here. And then the plus 20 attack. The music in this game sometimes is so goofy. Okay, mining, we're waiting to get Ore Buster 3. Wood cutting, we're trying to unlock some big stuff. Critical hit rate. Let's get the plus 30 wood cutting. Yo, thank you, Chell, for 47. How you living today, baby? Can we get some love in the chat for that? 5 for SP. Critical hit rate for 8. Wood cutting for 8. Let's just go ahead and grab this. Oh, we need hero to unlock this stuff. That's why I was saving my points. Oops. Yeah, let's wait. Let's save the rest of our points until we get the hero here. Now you can reskill. It's not that big of a deal. You can reskill if you want. All right, we're pretty much done with farming tree as well. We might as well grab plus 20 farming, plus 30 farming here. Let's grab the crit. And then let's grab the plus 20 farming here. Nice. So farming and hunter are pretty close to getting maxed out. Yo, what's up, Alt? How you doing? It was good getting a chance to pop in on you yesterday. How you feeling? Yeah, there's a bunch of Fantasy Life codes out there, correct. There's a bunch of that stuff out there. All right, let's head back to base camp. Need to purchase a bigger litter mat. Yeah, I just got one sent from the throne. Shout out to the chat room with the throne. And I'm looking forward to setting it up. I haven't set it up yet, but the litter mat seems to be pretty essential to the life of a cat owner. Is this a game you recommend? Heck yeah, I do. This was my game of the year last year. This game is awesome. If you have any experience with the original, then I definitely say yes. If you don't have experience with the original, then you might want to do some research to make sure that you know what you're getting into. So I have the full playthrough on YouTube. If anybody's interested, if we can get an exclamation point YouTube in the chat. I have my whole playthroughs on YouTube, dude, and this game is a peach, man. This game is a gem. But you're also just welcome to ask questions. But yeah, I very heavily recommend this game. Played the last one on 3DS. Yeah, dude, if you like the 3DS version, every single and I kid you not, I swear when I say this, every single person that I interacted with over hundreds of hours of playing this game, if they played the original, they absolutely loved this game. I haven't met a single person that loved the original that did not like this one. Not a single person. Apparently, they just did so well by the original fans, and nobody has a complaint at all about this game. Which is pretty crazy. That never happens in the gaming space, you know? But they cooked. They cooked big time. Hee-haw. All right, just doing my farming here real quick. This is the kind of farm I want to do in Pokopia. What do y'all think? I think I want to do a super cute, decorated, tiered farm in Pokopia, just like this. That'll go up like multiple cliffs, and it'll have like, instead of like having 3, 3, 2, it'll be like 2, 2, 1. Right? It'll be like 2, 2, and then 1 at the top. I don't think I'll do as many. It doesn't feel like I need to do as many. Yeah, I recommend you wait for sales though, because level 5, the company who made this game, I believe it's level 5. The company who made this game, whatever company they are, I keep forgetting their name. their games go on sale often. So this is not like a Nintendo game in that sense. You will catch these games on sale, and you could totally wait until they go on sale. So I do encourage you to look for some sales. I wonder if my 3DS even works. I haven't used it in years. I bet you it does. The 3DSs are like tanks. You could probably throw that thing across the house and it would still work. 3DSs are beautiful technology. Not so much 2DSs. Maybe the clamshell 2DSs that came later. But 3DSs themselves are pretty sturdy technology. Something about those old consoles that just hit so much harder. I don't know what it was about those old consoles. I'm playing this on Steam right now. Yeah, I have this on Switch though. I do have this on Switch, but I am currently playing it on Steam. All right, let's do a harvesting Strangeling treasure grove. If anybody out there wants to join this grove who can handle a year 800 harvesting grove, that looks like we're gonna have to do 1, 2, 3, 1 battle. We're gonna have to fish, so you need good fishing. You're welcome to join, but I'm probably just gonna go online and just do it with strangers. I know a lot of y'all are working right now, so. I had the 2DS that was just a flat brick, right? The original 2DS. I did have one of those briefly, and it was pretty good technology. The new ones are even better, I think. I think the clamshell ones. Now they're making 2DSs that have like a clamshell. Yeah, this is some pretty endgame stuff. All right, let's go see. Let's go see if anybody is doing anything in here real quick. Treasure Grove. Yes, it is Nadine. How are you today? Looks like we have a year 900 mining grove. It has strangelings as well. I'll join. Some level 100s. Let's go. Oh, I don't meet the requirements. They want only level 100s. Oh, that sucks. What's their requirements? Dang, some players be doing like that, which I don't blame them. Believe me. They said they want level 100 farming. That's brutal, I think. I don't blame them for that, because I do that sometimes too, but I feel like with this game not being as popular as it was, you can't really put the same restrictions down. Like, you have to kind of loosen up a little bit. All right, what's this? 100 years? I could help carry this person for a big beak. I do need some big eggs. And then what's this? Year 100 with some Japanese players at a wind tree. Also strangelings though. Okay, I'll go here. All right, I'm gonna go help out these players doing a year 100. Oh no, it ended. Oh, dang it, dude. They must have wrapped it up. Frick. All right, let's keep trying. What's the name of this game? Time to run home. Yo, be safe. This game is called Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, or the girl who stole time, or the stealer of time that's a girl, or something like that. Ah, dang, I really wanted to go to the one with strangelings. Screw you. Bum 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 bum. Boom, 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 boom. This game is on Switch and Switch 2, correct. All right, we got a year 300. Oh, no. I keep pressing back. I don't know all the buttons anymore, dude. I just don't know the buttons anymore. Year 300 Grove. Nothing I really need here. Sorry, I'm not doing this one. If I don't need something from it, I'm not going to just do it. All right, let's do a couple more refreshes and see if we get lucky. Sad that they're limiting me here. All right, let's just go to auto search and see what happens. Sometimes you'll find stuff here. It's weird. Sometimes I'll find stuff here that I don't see in the other search menu. I don't know why. It's like that. People are probably more interested in doing the new content, which is totally fair. Oh, here we go. We got a grove here. This is a year 900 with an aging altar. I don't really need to age anything right now. That's the only problem, but I probably could use the Pyropanther. I'm kind of interested in this Pyropanther. Is there a way for me to see the layout? Let's just go. Let's connect. I'm just gonna play with random people online. This is a year 900 grove, so if you can do endgame stuff, you're welcome to find us and join us. Oh, maybe I'm not doing this. Yeah, I'm trying to do some endgame stuff. Do 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 do. Yeah, maybe I'm just not doing this actually. Yo, what's up, Kiara? Good to see you. What up, Salky Twitch? 2 steel, 2 time. All right. Bump, 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 bump. Communication failed. I saw that coming from a mile away. All right, let's try one more search before we just do our own. Head out. We'll do a quick auto search. Ooh, a year 700 with a monster house. What's the boss? It's a water star crystal. Oh, there's another dragon up. Oh, this one maybe not limiting me. Oh, okay. Unfortunate that it doesn't have a strangeling. I just don't need the aging altars right now. I've just been throwing junk in the aging altars and it feels like a big waste of my time. All right, let's go ahead and do our own. All right, year 800 harvesting grove. Again, you guys are definitely welcome to join if you can handle the heat. You are going to have some pretty high level fishing. Wood cutting, monsters, and harvesting. I'm not going to put a password on it or anything. I will put a keyword to help you guys find it, I guess. Yeah, no, you can just search for groves. You'll find it. You should just find it online. Just search for groves. I won't put any requirements down, but I might regret that. Yeah, I probably should put some requirements down. Somebody's gonna join and try to leech me. I'll say level 50 and up at least. Not sure if you saw my original message, but I believe level 5 is having their Vision 2026 showcase for upcoming titles on April 10th. Dude, I usually watch the level 5 showcase every time. Yeah, dude, thanks for the heads up. We'll definitely try to watch that. Would you recommend playing this game through Steam or Switch? This game actually is great on the Switch. Especially the Switch 2 edition is even better. That being said, I do recommend it on PC a little bit more because it's just super smooth on PC. It's just as smooth as eggs. I do recommend I do recommend. Yeah, I do recommend this game on Steam if you have the option to play it on PC. I recommend this game on Steam over everything else. But again, the Switch version is great. All right, this is gonna be hard by myself. Let's see if I can grind this out a little. Doom, 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 doom. Honestly, any of you can join, by the way. I don't mind carrying the chat room. I don't think it gets harder if there's more people. I don't think so. So as long as you guys can help a little bit, you're welcome to join. Oh, Daddy joined me. Level 100 Daddy. Ooh, another new party member. Nice. Daddy has arrived. Zaddy is here. I need a fight. I'm using my worst class here. All right, had to pick my hunter class here. Daddy, would you like some sausages? He is Daddy because homie is level 100 in everything that I've seen so far, which is a lot of the players you find online. A lot of the players you find online are level 100 lunatics because the game's been out for long enough now. So it's not surprising. Dude's a level 100 mercenary. Daddy, would you like some sausages? But I'm pulling him in with the strangely. Do you share resources with the peeps? So the loot is all personal. Loot is personal. Loot is personal. There, you can trade with players though, and there's a whole community focused side of the game. Like, I can come and give you the best armor and stuff in the game if you want. I can come bring you the best content in the game if you wanted. Like, that is an option. So yeah, like there is trading and stuff, but as far as like the loot you're seeing hit the ground here, this stuff is not shared. So we're all getting our own loots here. And you can like give food to other players and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. This game has like a very heavy sense of community. Dude, will you stop? Put the bow away, dude. So what you're watching here is a dungeon. These are called treasure groves. And treasure groves are basically dungeons that can either be done single player with yourself and your NPCs, or you can do them multiplayer with other players. All right, so you have some options. And the treasure groves can get pretty difficult. They're definitely very like end game in that sense. So you're both seeing the same instances of the farm when you pick them? Correct, right. So we're both seeing the farm and we're destroying it together. And then when the loot drops, we both get our own separate loot. Yeah, this game honestly has some very heavy MMO vibes. like some MMORPG vibes. So like if you're into that, if you're kind of into that energy, it's pretty cool. All right, let's go fish. So yeah, this is basically like a roguelike. Every dungeon that you do is different with a different layout, but they all have a boss that has a theme. So for example, we're going to a harvest boss, which means the final boss of this run is going to be like a crafting or like a big vegetable that we're going to craft or we're going to have to battle. So every zone has like a theme to it, right? But all right, do I have a gathering food? Do I have like a cheap gathering food? I do. Let me drink this. All right, nice. So now because I'm a cook, so this game you have 15 different. This game has 15 different classes that you can play. All right. This game has like 15 different classes you can play, and this game has 15 different classes you can play, all right? And every class like plays differently, and you can either choose to master them all, or you can choose to focus on one, right? And my character is technically a fisherman. That's what I say. So like, my character is technically a fisherman, or sorry, a cook. My brain's tired. So my character is technically a cook who my main classes are cooking and my main classes are farming. Those are the ones I focus on the most. So what I like to do when I play online is I like to really express that. And how I express that is I like to feed all of the different players that I interact with. So I make a point to give food to like all the players that I interact with. I always trade food with them. I always feed them because I can open up a menu and feed other players and give them super awesome buffs and stuff like that. So that's how I play my character. You know, I consider myself a cook. So I like to role play that I'm the chef, and I'm always hooking up the people that I interact with good food, and I grow my own vegetables. You know, I just have like fun like that. Can you chat with them? Yeah, you can use emotes. There is an actual keyboard typing, I believe, but that's only for Steam. I think you can actually type words to them, but most people only talk in emotes. I can't remember if you can actually type to players in this game or not, but I do know that most players talk in emotes. Most players. Yo, what up, Muffy Pinsler? Nice, we have a level 99, a level 69, and we have a level 100. Well, you know, that was the level of the class they were showing. But. Such a fun way to play. Yeah, I do like a role play. I try to have like my main classes, so just so the game stays like interesting. Because the thing that somebody said earlier in the chat, the truth is that you can play every class in this game. You can be every class, you can be every character, you can get a level 100 and every single, you know, and everything. You can fully max your character out in this game. So for some people, their goal is to be everything. Oh, dang, Jessica, it did just fill up, homie. Dang, that sucks. So like, yeah, and like you can technically do everything in this game, and that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna slowly probably level up every class. But I think this game truly shines when you decide to kind of play it a little bit pickier, you know, like you decide to like make it like a little bit more of a unique experience and like try to have a little fun with it. I think that is like the more fun way to play it. So while I will eventually be doing everything, I still in my mind am the farmer chef. Those are the first classes I'm going to get to level 100. is farming, and then probably my hunter class, my combat, and then my cooking. So just to give you guys some more information, because we've talked a lot about this game, and sorry again that you didn't make it in here, Jessica. So this game, the classes are broken down into 3 segments. There is crafting classes, combat classes, and there are gathering classes. All right. So all the classes kind of play into each other. Let me give you an example. If you're an archer, you need a bow, right? If you're an archer, you need a bow. Well, guess who makes the bow? Right? The carpenter. Well, the carpenter needs wood. So you would want to be a lumberjack. So there's your 3 classes right there. So what I did is I was like, I want to be a farmer. So then I'm going to be a cook. Well, cooking helps combat. So I'm going to be a farmer who cooks and gives super sick buffs to the players. And this game has like a really fun system where you can kind of like do a little bit of everything. And like everything kind of plays into each other. Like mages use staves. Staves are made by carpenters who need lumberjacking. But, you know, blacksmiths will make armor, but tailors, right? Tailors make robes. So you would want to go tailor if you're a mage, but you would want to go blacksmith if you're like a heavy armor guy, right? So it's really, really cool how this game approaches everything kind of being interconnected with each other. So, and that's why my 3 classes are: my combat is hunter. So every player is going to want to choose one main combat class. There is a lot of combat in this game. Then you want to choose at least one main gather class, right? And then you want to choose at least one main crafting class. That's like kind of the best way to approach this game outside of just, again, eventually just kind of doing everything, right? Hylian's MMO history is showing, yeah. Do 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 do. Bam 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 bam. And the way the game's designed is like, you know, there are going to be situations where you do want to be proficient in multiple skills, right? However, there's one thing I didn't mention. This game has NPCs. So you can actually bring a party of 3 NPCs with you, and you can have the NPCs do stuff for you that you can't normally do. So like, in theory, you could roleplay in this game and you could pretty much play the whole game only focusing on a couple classes. Because you could have another NPC cook for you. You could have an NPC fight for you. You could have an NPC heal in battles for you. You could have an NPC do your blacksmith work for you. And the only difference is like, you need to have the recipes. So like, if you don't level up the class yourself, you might not run into like some of the like recipes for like high-end stuff. So the game still does kind of coax you into playing the majority of the classes. You are kind of coaxed into that a little bit. There are mounts. Yeah, there are mounts in the game, which is very MMO-y. And there's a bunch of mounts, and they're all like really fun. Yeah, there's a bunch of mounts, and they're all like actually a blast. Yeah, you can get like a motorcycle. You can get like I ride a turtle. Now you can't use the mounts in like caves, so that's why you don't see me using it. That's cool, Jessica. I love that. Do, 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 do. Nice. Do 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 do. You bought this game, but you just haven't had time to play it. That happens, man. So many games, so little time. So many games, so little time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, farming. I can't tell if I would be able to stick with it. What would you say is the biggest struggle of this game? All right, so the biggest struggle of this game for people is, number one, this game has a lot of combat. And even the final boss of the game feels very much like a final boss of a game. So like, it's what that is to say, like you cannot avoid combat in this game. You have to fight stuff. And that's one of the biggest struggles that people are going to run into. Because if you're not a big combat person, if you don't play a lot of games with combat, you might end up kind of hating this game. Here's the second biggest struggle with this game. The story is kind of slow. All right. And the first 5 hours of the game is like really slow. So like, I think that there's a lot of people who pick the game up and the game starts off like this really slow, drawn out story is being told, right? And like players want to get to the action, but the game really does kind of hold your hand and force you to like pay attention to this cute little story that a lot of players just aren't interested in because the writing is definitely not the most mature writing, right? So those are the two biggest complaints that I've seen for this game and the biggest struggles. There's a lot of combat and the story is going to drag you along and you're going to feel probably, unless you somehow get into the story, unless you like the story, you are going to feel kind of like, ugh, hurry up, right? You're going to feel that all the time. Ugh, hurry up. Like, please go like that. This game does that to you a lot with the story. Right, so otherwise I would say that this game presents to you a pretty wonderful experience and there's not a lot of like complaints that I have for the game, and I would say those are like the hardest things to wrap your head around. That's it. A very slow start, an uncomfortably slow start, and a lot of combat. If both of those things sound okay, it's great. It's a great game. Yo, what up, Doomslayer? Right, once the game picks up, it's really good, yeah. How good of a PC should you have for this? I would say you don't necessarily need like the best PC, but that's hard to say. Yeah, it needs to be a pretty decent PC. I'd say you need a pretty decent PC for this game. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I don't know this game's specs. It's not the heaviest game, mind you. It's not the heaviest game, but you need a decent PC. Still trying to buy a mini PC. Does the game stutter on old? That's the thing I'm not sure about. Yeah, I don't know how well this game runs on like some toasters, right? I can tell you that the game's been optimized for the Switch 1 and it runs pretty well on the Switch 1. So like that says a lot, right? Right? Like I think so. That says a lot, right? Like I think the game, if the game can run on the Switch 1 and it's pretty optimized, you don't need like a brand new computer to play this. Right, you don't need a spaceship. Right. All right, and there's the dungeon. How do I emote again? Nice. All right, GG's. It was only about 30 minutes because we had a carry, and I'm almost level 98 farming because of it. So yeah, there is a Switch 2 upgrade, correct? And the Switch 2 upgrade is nice. Yeah, I can tell you right now, my computer only has. Let me see here. My computer only has. I only have a 3060 Ti, which is only what? 8 gigabytes of VRAM? Is it 8 for the 360 Ti? I know I don't have 12, but I don't think I have as low as 6. And this game, including streaming, is only running my computer at 50% graphics. Yeah, this game's only running my computer at 50% while streaming, about 50-60%. My CPU's running at like 50%. Again, that's while streaming, right? I'm only using about 27 out of my 64 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, I have 8. I'm pretty sure I have 8 VRAM, right? And I'm only using about 60% of my GPU while streaming at 1080p. When I don't stream, this game's only using about 30% of my GPU. So it's not bad. It's a pretty optimized game. Oh, people are joining. I'm leaving. Sorry, dude. End party. Sorry, homie. Somebody joined in. Yeah, right. The stream adds a little bit of tax. This game probably only runs like 20, maybe even less than that percent when I'm not streaming, right? All right, dude. Sick. Absolutely sick. We got a Strangeling. So how do the Strangelings work? We have to go to here and then we have to activate them or something like that. Is that how it works? Revert a Strangeling. Oh wow, I have a guy that I've never reverted. It's a mage. Oh hey, yeah, let's restore this guy. Is that the guy that I just got or something? Mwahaha! You have restored the Dark Sultan Damon. To his true form. I shall make you regret that decision. Just kidding. I may be the Dark Sultan, but I'm not actually going to eat you or anything like that. You can just call me Damon. Okay, dude. There's a lot of mages in this game. All right. Okay, here it is. We got it. We got an upgrade for Isaac. That's what we just got from that dungeon. We got an upgrade for Isaac. Nice. So you can get like random upgrades for your NPCs, but I think it's completely random. So you have to, it's like a mega grind. Like this game has a bunch of optional end game grind for those of you that like to like 100% games and to go nuts on video games. This game has like a bunch of like end game options for you, like stuff to like work towards. This is very much a 500-hour epic game, or it's a 30-hour story game that you'll put down after the story and you're done. You're content. You're happy with what you got. Or you could put 500 hours into this game and do everything, right? Like it's very much one of those games where you have options, you know? Unlike, you know, a Skyrim. Like Skyrim, it turns into a 300-hour game because of distractions. This game turns into a 500-hour game for completionists. But if you just focus on the story and like go through the game, it doesn't take that long, right? It's not a insanely long game. It's like maybe 30 hours, and then they kind of push you through the story, and you are recommended to do the story because you unlock some more features and stuff as you progress. So Oh, nice. Nice, Doomslayer. Glad you're back. Sorry to hear about the internet issues. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and hit that save and make sure that we save to our cloud so that we can play on our Switch.